7.3. More variety.
This is the story of Anthony Owusu-Ansah and his delivery business, Shark Express. What started as one man's dream is now a thriving same-day delivery business that serves hundreds of families. Through financing, mentorship, business networks, and market access, APSA is helping businesses like Shark Express grow, create jobs, build futures, and deliver joy across Ghana. Behind Anthony's success isn't only hard work, it's having the right partner like APSA. From funding to guidance, APSA stands with entrepreneurs who dare to dream.
We see your story and we invite you to write it with us. Your story matters. APSA.
You are listening to Citi 97.3 FM, the city's finest.
There can be no other 97.3. No need to change. Keep it tuned to Citi. You're number one. Don't look no further. We've got it all covered. Citi FM.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, my neighbor.
Good morning to life.
Good morning.
Music, talk, inspiration, in perspective.
Express yourself. Good morning, my neighbor.
Citi FM, your station.
It's a refreshing lifestyle.
Citi FM 97.3.
Ele banjo, ele banjo, ele banjo, ele banjo.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
The bread of life is Jesus Christ. Abolo, hey, wala bolo Jesu. Inkabolo, hey, wala bolo Jesu. Watamela ye mana, yengale nonya meboyi. Abolo ni jengwe ni bane kuni waye kuni waishi. Moni abolo le, eba ishi keya nano. Watamela ye mana, yengale nonya meboyi. Abolo ni jengwe ni bane kuni waye kuni waishi. Moni abolo le, eba ishi keya nano. Inkabolo, hey. Abolo, hey, hey, hey. Wala bolo Jesu. Joy, joy. Watamela ye mana, yengale nonya meboyi. Abolo ni jengwe ni bane kuni waye kuni waishi. Moni abolo le, eba ishi keya nano. Watamela ye mana, yengale nonya meboyi. Abolo ni jengwe ni bane kuni waye kuni waishi. Moni abolo le, eba ishi keya nano. Moni abolo le, eba ishi keya nano. Da da da, oh eba ishi keya nano. Hey, awo mengo mie. Ibe ngomi no eje ni mayare o. Ngomi o, ngomi na eswami. Ibe ngomi no eje ni mayare o. Ike ngomi o, ngomi na eswami. Ibe ngomi no eje ni mayare o. Ngomi o, ngomi na eswami. Ibe ngomi no eje Ike ngomi o ngomi, ngomi ngeswami, ibe ngomi no eje ne mayare o. Ngomi o ngomi, ngomi ngeswami, ngomi no eje ne mayare. Ibe ngomi no eje ne mayare. Ah, ibe ngomi no eje ne mayare. Ibe ngomi no eje ne mayare. Kala, àjọ money náà ní ẹyọ ló àwọn mi o. àjọ money náà ní ẹyọ ló àtàmì o. àjọ money náà ní ẹyọ dáadáa. ajé ìpè mọ́ náà ní ìpè mọ́ màwù. Automa,
The City Breakfast Show.
So winners, 6:30, 97.3 Citi FM. Blessed are those who believe even though they haven't seen. He is the bread of life. He is that which sustains your connection to reality. On the wings of that song, we welcome you to your favorite radio show. It's Thursday, March 12th. A medley led by the famous Joe Metal, welcoming you to a fantastic opportunity to use the power of concentrated effort and attention, coordinated questioning, reasonable conversation to build a nation. 69 years of independence in our Heritage Month. So much to talk about, so much to be grateful for. My name is Bernard Abde. Thank you so much for staying with us. It says faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. It is impossible to have truly great things accomplished without the element of faith. For without faith, it is impossible to please God. So I don't know what business you're in, what endeavor you're undertaking. You still need a healthy dose of faith, seeing the invisible to enable you to do the impossible. That's faith. Seeing the invisible to allow you to do what is seemingly impossible. And that's the kind of faith that ABSA has in you, giving you the right tools to make it happen. You've started the new year with good intentions. With the ABSA Target Save, you can plan towards specific goals, earn interest on your savings, and get insurance cover to help protect what you're working towards. Is it a wedding or that long-awaited vacation trip? Whatever the goal, ABSA will help you make it happen. So open an ABSA Target Save account today. Your story matters, ABSA. We start the show with the news review segment, bringing you headlines, elaborating and giving you angles from now till 7 o'clock. Business news at the top of the hour. Sports news follows after that. So many things to do today. The news review segment is brought to you by Fidelity Bank. Switch to Fidelity Bank today and enjoy amazing benefits, lower interest rates, higher loan amounts, personalized financial support, and a smile that lasts. Contact Fidelity on 0800 003 355. Visit fidelitybank.com.gh or connect with us on our social media at Fidelity Bank GH for more information. The show is interactive. It's live. Our WhatsApp number 053-998-6996. The number again 053-998-6996. Follow us on our social media, Citi 973. This is certainly my favorite part of the song. You know who Toma is?
Toma me here now.
No. The Ghana version of Thomas is Toma.
Oh, Toma.
So the Lord said to Thomas, yes, Thomas said, if I don't see, I won't believe. He says, Thomas, blessed are those who believe when they haven't seen. So look in my side. Put your hand. Look at the scars. Thomas don't want to believe that thing. So Charlie said, Thomas for putting her into the side. The Ghana version of Thomas is Thomas. Thomas. So it's not Thomas and me here. It's Thomas. Charlie, you mess up. He said you're thinking about Thomas. Thomas is Thomas. 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 You know, Luke is Luca.
Right.
Mark is Marco.
Matthew,
Peter is Petro.
Matthew.
Yeah. Everybody will change it.
Yes, Matthew.
But by the way, those are Latin names because the real name is Greek. So it's Thomas. Yeah.
Thomas.
So what is Caleb in Ghana?
I have to consult the elders.
No, you can check. If you take a Ghana Bible, you do write it there because Caleb is in the Bible.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
they'll write it some way.
That's true.
They have some nice names. Charlie Sky, welcome.
Thank you, bro.
Richard has no Ghana version.
I'm sure Sky knows the Caleb version of.
No. Richard is an English name. It's not in the Bible. So it's not a name they translate.
Anglo-German name.
No, you know the Vagba for my name.
No,
he doesn't. No, he hasn't majored on those things.
That's not my area. If you ask me about Togbi and related matters, yes, those ones I can explain to you. The Chronicle says this morning, Paramount Chief probes land guards activities in the Adan traditional area. Also, the front page, minority leader, no money for farmers, yet money for presidential jets. US strikes Nigeria from Ghana. Minority demands answers. Also, government unveils watertight land reforms to boost revenue.
Daily Graphic, government chair, others meet King Charles at Commonwealth Day in London. Government revises public land sales structure. Oil price spikes from Iran conflict, remove taxes on fuel to cushion consumers, and REIT can unlock diaspora pensions fund capital. This is the SEC.
The Daily Democrat says this morning, Mahama, South Korea president hold bilateral talks. Their photographs are here. They're standing as the president of Korea receives our president. Also, the front page this morning, Amnesty chief inspectors urge IGP to enforce appeals court judgment. Also, BOG governor explains strategic diversification of gold reserves. We brought you that yesterday.
Yep.
And then something here that says government introduces sweeping reforms to strengthen transparency in public lands administration.
Daily Guide has the story of President Mohammed's visit to South Korea, pushes for visa waiver. That's the angle they lead with. Minority quizzes government over US airstrikes from Ghana. 2 Ghanaians injured in Dubai drone attack. Over 500,000 youths apply for security jobs.
And let me take you finally to the Daybreak newspaper. 85 million Ghana cedi transit goods, where the report day comes with a photograph of the minister responsible for finance, Ato Forsen. Also on the front page this morning, lawyer sues GBA over Young Lawyers Forum elections, comes with a photograph of Sandra Frimpong. And then another Boku conflict looms in Sampa. Traditional leaders address media today, and Apenyo marking alleges sidelining in Parliament.
Right. The overseer, gender minister, pushes for justice for women and girls. Kidney disease cases increasing among young people. This is a specialist at Komfanochi Teaching Hospital. Corruption fight has improved under Mahama. This is a CAS Gimpa survey. Address the concerns of road users. Vice President tells roads minister, and NPA assures public of adequate fuel supply amid global market uncertainty. An interesting one on the back page of Daily Graphic. Victims of military operation in Ashaiman sue state for justice and compensation.
The numbers for the security recruitment story are varying. I think all the papers use different angles. So, for example, if you go to channel1news.com, high pass mark necessary as over 500,000 people apply for security service recruitment. This is Muntaka. There's another headline I saw that said only 1,000 people will be considered for the immigration application, where over 100,000 applied. Okay. Now, according to Muntaka, only 5,000 will be recruited in all the security services, and the application is over 500,000. So look at the ratio there. Transport Minister says Accra International Airport Terminal 2 remodeling to be completed by July. Minority questions legal basis of Ghana-US airstrikes in Nigeria. Meanwhile, the ranking member for the committee is saying Ghana is at risk following the disclosure by Ablakwa. IGP deploys special team to Binyiri following reprisal attacks. And then plastic in plantain chips rumors false and misleading. This is the FDA speaking. CitiNewsroom.com/fuel taxes if oil prices rise. Peter Korte to government. Clocksack leadership boycotts NLC meeting. So this strike ain't stopping anytime soon. Also, minority will support probe if audit findings are verified. This is in relation to what we read yesterday. And then Ewutu Senya, spiritualist arrested for allegedly killing his girlfriend. And then minority demands briefing on Mohammed's chartered jet use. So those stories all on citynewsroom.com. myjoyonline.com this morning, they are focused on loan moratorium for industry could tackle youth unemployment. This is a security expert. The Ismail Norman is hailing Interior Minister for choosing merit over politics in security recruitment. Shatawale reveals ambition to contest Ablikuma South seat. And then Mahama and his South Korean counterpart hold bilateral talks. I'll end the locals with the High Street Journal. Cocoa market bounced back. Prices climb above $3,429 after recent slump. Meanwhile, there's an analysis. A case of 40 meters or quiet tariff build-up. A deeper look at recent electricity bill agitations. Really good read there. Globally, the war is not over. Oil tankers in Iraq hit amid Iranian attacks on Gulf. Israel bombs Beirut. These stories are on Al Jazeera. Bloomberg says that oil surges above $100 as shipping turmoil intensifies. Oman has evacuated oil port. Ships hit in Gulf as crisis worsens. Bro? Meanwhile, Iran says the truce depends on US and Israel pledging not to strike. So those are some stories making the international headlines. Maybe you want to start locally.
Yeah, Bernard, I'm really concerned about a number of things I've been reading internationally. Recently, the Reuters news agency published a story that says EU to sign defense partnerships with Australia, Iceland, and Ghana. Kala says, and that story was published on March 9, 2026. Now it says that the EU will sign defense partnerships with Australia, Iceland, and Ghana in the coming days. EU Foreign Policy Chief Kala said on Monday. Now there's a quote here that says, there are many other interested countries knocking at our door, Kala added in a speech in Brussels. Now, a growing number of countries around the globe are seeking to diversify their partnership to manage the heightened risk. Now, it goes on to mention our country, Ghana, and some other countries as part of the country signing.
So, is this are they signing, or they are to sign, or they have signed?
Okay, so this morning you find a number of local portals. So they curled the story. My Joy Online, for instance, curled the story from the GNA and says the European Union has agreed to sign a security and defense partnership with Ghana, the union's first such arrangement with an African country. Now, the partnership seeks to strengthen Ghana's national and sub-national early warning and response systems, as well as community-led conflict prevention and resolution mechanisms. Now, all of these things are happening at the time where the world is sitting on tenterhooks. Now, the minority has put out details of what it believes happened to be what may have happened between Ghana, Nigeria, and the U.S. You find that story on page 2 of the Chronicle, which says U.S. strikes Nigeria from Ghana. Minority is demanding answers.
Is it a question or a statement?
It comes with a question.
Okay.
Now, the minority in parliament has called on the government to provide urgent clarification over claims that Ghana's territory was used by the United States to launch airstrikes against ISIS targets in northern Nigeria. Now, the issue was raised by the ranking member on Parliament's Foreign Affairs Committee, Samuel Abujinapo, who said the alleged involvement raises serious concerns about Ghana's foreign policy posture and national security. Now, speaking to journalists at Parliament House yesterday, Samuel Abujinapo said the minority was responding to remarks reportedly made by the Minister for Foreign Affairs, Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, during a panel discussion at Chatham House in London. Now, according to the minority, the Foreign Affairs Minister suggested during the discussion that Ghana cooperated with the United States government in December 2025 by allowing its territory to be used as a base for airstrikes targeting the extremist group, the Islamic State, ISIS, in northern Nigeria. Now, Samuel Abujinapo said members of parliament and the Ghanaian public first became aware of the alleged arrangement through the minister's comments abroad. A development, he said, raises questions about transparency and accountability. Look, we go into all kinds of international agreements in the interest of the nation, sometimes in the interest of our allies or whatever we call them, friends or whatever. But I think it's important that in all of these decisions, we should take the lives of Ghanaian people seriously. I'm not saying that where it is in the national interest, we should not do it. But it would seem that some of these things make us legitimate targets, as we are seeing in other countries. So there is got to be some clarity on what exactly
I
the
agree.
government
We
is
need
doing.
more information, because the minister was speaking during a panel discussion. The minority is asking for more information, which I think the foreign ministry needs to give to clarify both the statement the minister made during the discussion and then the supposed agreement with the EU. All right, so that all those things are clear. Because whilst all this is happening, the government has condemned a drone attack in Dubai, including which has affected two Ghanaian nationals. I think you have that story.
Yes, so it says 2 Ghanaian nationals have been injured in the United Arab Emirates following a drone incident in the vicinity of Dubai International Airport yesterday amid ongoing regional tensions in the Middle East. Now, 2 drones fell near Dubai International Airport, injuring 4 people, international media reported yesterday. The injuries to the 2 are not critical, and the injured have been sent to hospital where they are said to be recovering. This incident happened just few days after 4 Ghanaian soldiers serving in the United Nations Interim Force in Lebanon were injured after a double missile strike hit a Ghanaian battalion base amid escalating hostilities along the Lebanon-Israel border. Now,
stay in the Daily Guide, because the Interior Minister has also been talking about the overwhelming number of young people applying for security service jobs and the very limited spaces available.
More than 500,000 applied for security jobs. So that's the lead. They've applied to join the country's security services, which highlights the intense demand for employment opportunities among young people. Minister for the Interior, Muntaka Mohammed Mubarak, has revealed. Now, according to the minister, a total of 506,618 applications were received when the recruitment portal for the various security agencies closed, far exceeding the number of available positions. Now, speaking to the media in Parliament, Mr. Muntaka said the Ghana Police Service alone received more than 130,000 applications, despite the current strength of the service standing at about 49,000 officers from the Inspector General of Police to the lowest rank. He disclosed that the Ghana Immigration Service attracted the highest number of applicants, with over 180,000 young people seeking to join the service service, even though its present workforce is about 18,300. Similarly, the Ghana National Fire Service received 124,000 applications, while the Ghana Prison Service recorded about 71,000 applicants. Despite the overwhelming interest, the Interior Minister explained that the government can recruit only 5,000 personnel in the first phase of the exercise due to the fiscal constraints and the current economic situation.
Okay, let's still stay with issues having to do with bilateral relations and related matters.
You wanted to go to Korea?
Yeah, that's right.
Good.
The story is in the Daily Democrat. You find that on page 7. Mahama, South Korea president, hold bilateral talks. President John Dramani Mahama has held bilateral talks with the president of the Republic of Korea, Lee Jae-myung, reaffirming the strong and historic partnership between Ghana and Korea. Now, the high-level meeting culminated in the signing of 3 memoranda of understanding, MOUs, covering maritime security, climate change cooperation, and digital technology. That's good for me. Marking a significant step towards deepening collaboration between the two nations. Now, during the discussions, President Mahama highlighted the shared history, democratic values, and mutual commitment to human rights that continue to underpin relations between Ghana and Korea. It goes on to
meanwhile, ClockSAG has boycotted, their leadership has boycotted a meeting to be held with the Labour Commission. So the strike continues unabated. And this story is on citinewsroom.com this morning. And let me just give you some quick highlights. We know that the civil and local government service workers have been on strike for the past 3 days, and the Labour Commission called for a meeting to attempt to resolve the matter. But ClockSAG is having none of that. The leadership say they will not attend the meeting. So basically, the strike action continues.
Right. Okay. Shippers Authority warns of higher freight costs. This is the Daily Guide, page number 9. Importers have been advised to brace themselves to pay more for freight costs and longer shipping time following disruptions to global maritime trade linked to the tensions between the United States, Israel, and Iran. The Ghana Shippers Authority, which gave the alert in a notice to industry stakeholders yesterday, said the conflict, which intensified on February 28, 2026, is affecting vessel traffic through the Strait of Hormuz, one of the world's most critical shipping corridors. It cited an analysis by the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, which indicates that the strait handles roughly 1/4 of global seaborne oil trade, significant volumes of liquefied natural gas, and nearly 1/3 of global seaborne fertilizer shipments, making any disruption a major strike.
Well, it's going to probably get worse because Al Jazeera is reporting that 6 vessels have been attacked amid reports of Iranian drone boats and sea mines. Iraq reportedly suspends oil terminal operation after 2 tankers hit by explosive-laden boats in Iraqi waters. Now, the ships were targeted in late-night attacks on Wednesday in the Gulf near Iraq, where the Marshall Islands flagged vessels which had loaded fuel cargoes in Iraq. 2 Iraqi port officials told Reuters news agency. Now, the reason this is important is you've just read a story about the possible effects of logistics disruptions on our import and cost. Oil prices have also surged over $100 a barrel. Oman has evacuated oil ports and in the Gulf as well. So let me just give those quick highlights. So these are Bloomberg stories now. Oman's key oil export terminal was evacuated and 2 crude tankers were hit in Iraqi waters as risks to global energy supply from the Middle East war deepened. The evacuation at Mina al-Fahal shows how the conflict is expanding to threaten the few ports from which Middle Eastern oil can still be shipped. Disruptions at Oman's crude export terminals are significant as the grade is one of 2 that can still go into settling the Middle East Dubai price benchmark. Then we're told that oil prices now have surged above $100.
Yeah.
You know, it came down after the announcement about releasing reserves. So oil is holding at around $100 as Oman evacuates ships from key terminals because of the 2 oil tankers hit. Now, this attack means that despite the U.S. release of oil reserves, the dollar price of oil per barrel is now firmly above 100. The war is in its 13th day with growing concerns over oil supplies. And Sky, there are about, you see, we've been talking about oil supply, but there's many issues. The insurance on logistics. Cost of living is going to go up. There's going to be a lot of difficulty. And as you've been saying, world leaders need to really step up because the US is doing its own thing.
Yep.
EU is not talking much. AU too, we don't know what they're doing.
Oh, they've
And
been
the
issuing
international organizations like the UN have been so undermined
sure.
that what they used to be able to do, calling countries to order, is no longer happening.
Yesterday, the Security Council sat. They passed, one resolution, one condemning Iran, the other sponsored by, of course, the one condemning Iran for attacking his neighbors. We co-sponsored it as a country. The one sponsored by Russia and co-sponsored by a number of other countries. That one, they rejected it. Now, that is where the hypocrisy is, and I think we should be equal in condemning all sides who are showing signs of aggression or actually engaging in aggression, killing innocent people as a result.
The Iranians say only one person can decide to end the war, and they are saying it's the U.S. president. So if the war has to end, Mr. Trump. Caleb, let's come back to you.
Yeah, back home though, oil price spikes from Iran conflict remove taxes on fuel to cushion consumers. Analysts are saying that two downstream petroleum sector think tanks are convinced that fuel prices at the pumps could rise to abnormal levels beyond the next pricing window on Monday, but want the government to consider removing some of the existing fuel taxes to cushion consumers from the impact of the global petroleum supply disruptions as the prices keep surging on the international market due to the ongoing United States-Israel conflict with Iran. The industry players maintain that the government had no option but to remove or suspend some of the taxes and levies that had outlived their purpose on the petroleum price build-up.
Peter Cortes says that the government ought to consider slashing taxes. So apart from the two oil think tanks, Professor Peter Cortes, who is a former director of ISE, is pressing the government to consider slashing taxes on petroleum products if global prices rise.
Let's stay within the area of shipping. You know, there were a number of reports recently about some goods coming into the country and then taxes not paid and all of that. Well, the Daybreak is asking a question, where the report day? So page 3 of the newspaper says, questions mounting over the delay in the release of an investigative report into the interception of several trucks carrying suspected diverted transit goods 3 weeks after the incident occurred. Now, the Minister for Finance, Kesela Tuforsen, had earlier given a 1-week ultimatum for a comprehensive report on the matter following the discovery of the suspected breach in Ghana's transit regime. However, nearly 3 weeks after the interception, the report is yet to be made public. So far, the only action taken has been the interdiction of some customs officers believed to be connected to the case. Now, the development has sparked concerns among industry observers and stakeholders who fear that delays in concluding investigations could undermine efforts to clamp down on revenue leakage within the system.
We have some good news as well. Cocoa market bounces back. Prices climb above $3,000 to $429 after a recent slump. This is the High Street Journal. So after a nail-biting period for cocoa industry, the brown gold is showing signs of a steady recovery. Cocoa prices have made a notable comeback, climbing back above the $3,429 per ton mark this week. This rally offers a bit of relief after a sharp drop just 2 weeks ago when prices tumbled to $2,900 amid fears of global surplus and improved crop expectation. Then the other quick one, Caleb, before you come back in, the FDA says plastic in plantain chips is a myth. Julian Odami Osai reporting on CitiNewsroom.com says the deputy CEO of FDA, Roderick Kwabena Dadeje, has dismissed online claims that vendors are adding plastic to oil used to fry plantain chips to make them crispier. Speaking to Channel 1 Newsroom on Wednesday, he described the report as false and misleading, noting that such myths are not exclusive to Ghana. He explained that the FDA is still carrying out nationwide market checks to investigate the allegations, but so far there's no evidence that plastic is being used in frying plantain chips. So let me quote him. What is going around is purporting that if you use plastic, the plastic melts and then coats the plantain, and therefore it becomes crisps. This is wrong. And this is something we have already put out there on social media and on YouTube, where we emphasize that these are myths. In fact, not only in Ghana, there are other places in Asia where such stories and some people who want to trend come up with such stories.
Oh, Charlie. We're grateful it's false. Now, kidney disease cases increasing among young people. Specialists are warning. The head of the renal unit at the Komfo-Anokye Teaching Hospital, Professor Perdita Ochri, has raised concerns over the growing number of kidney-related cases recorded at the facility, particularly among young people. According to her, the increase has become more noticeable since government support for the the treatment and management of kidney diseases began, leading more patients to seek diagnosis and medical care. Speaking in an interview during a pre-World Kidney Day event on Wednesday, February, which featured a float and health screening exercise at the hospital, Professor Otri attributed the rising cases largely to unhealthy lifestyle choices. She noted that the misuse of unprescribed medications and substances believed to relieve pain, boost energy, or improve productivity at work is significantly contributing to kidney damage among many young people.
Okay, yes. Two quick stories I want to draw to your attention. If you go to page 3 of the Daybreak newspaper, there's a story there about Boko conflict looms in Sampa. Please, the authorities listening, please, you have to do something about it. We're told that there will be a press conference sometime later today or later this week on this particular matter by the local chiefs and related institutions. Please, we want peace in those areas. Let's do something about them. And then quickly, the debate or contributions to the President's State of the Nation address to Parliament came to a close yesterday with the minority leader and the majority leader making their own contributions. So the Honorable Alex Markin, who is the minority leader, for instance, raised questions about why Ghana is spending so much money to buy a new presidential jet when in fact people are still hungry and cocoa farmers are not happy about how much we are paying them and related matters.
They took a tuber of yam, a pod of cocoa, and then some items.
Rice and related matters.
I don't even know how they put those. Are those things being allowed in Parliament?
Well, the rules generally don't allow
So
those.
when he talked, then he will raise the yam. Then he raised the cocoa. Then he raised, I think he had kinke or something.
Was it Puna or Cocoa?
Puna. Meanwhile, the majority leader also fired back, reminding him that the rules don't allow those things. And then also, you go and cut cocoa and bring it to, it's against our laws and related matters. But it was an interesting side yesterday.
Let me end with the ECG. Right. A very interesting article on the High Street Journal. A case of faulty meters or quiet tariff build-up. A deeper look at recent electricity bill agitations. And it says, amid complaints about faulty electricity of Ghana meters, data shows electricity tariffs rose about 28% since 2025 through multiple reviews by the PURC, raising questions whether cumulative hikes are driving public outrage. The article has the details. Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Caleb. Coming up next is the City Business News.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Google me. At what time when you come back, we are not hear the sound of your car. Why you buy new car? No, I not change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so. This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir. Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind, Seth, be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium, they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them. Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel? Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you. Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside? I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small. Go. Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Hey, Andrea, challenge these days, new level crowd. Where did you pass?
Me, pass somewhere. I just switched for a better life. I switched for comfort. Look, your salary deserves better.
Switch?
Yeah.
How do you mean?
I switched my salary account to Fidelity Bank.
Oh, okay.
And that's my jackpot. I get higher loan amounts with lower interest rates, as well as personalized financial support. They gave me a loan to expand my side hustle. And the terms are just flexible.
Wow.
Your salary deserves better.
Oh, my salary deserves better. You see the way you are smiling wide? Yes, I will switch and smile wider. Your salary deserves better. Switch to Fidelity Bank today and enjoy lower interest rate, car and home loan, personalized financial support, and a smile that lasts. Switch and smile wider. Fidelity Bank. Believe with us.
If I believe with us, Fidelity. If I know I dey your side, Fidelity.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
So time for City Business News. Here on 97.3 Citi FM. Nashika Caesar is joining us with the bulletin. Good morning, Na.
Good morning, Bernard. Hello and welcome to the breakfast edition of the City Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, EcoBank and Valex Lease. Coming up, government urges to slash taxes on petroleum products if global oil prices surge. And Ghana Shippers Authority moves to shield importers from Middle East shipping shock. Also coming up, ECOWAS to activate its Social and Cultural Council to deepen private sector participation. I'm Nashika Caesar. Details of our stories now. The Ghana Shippers Authority says it is working to ensure importers are not significantly affected by economic impact if rising shipping costs linked to tensions in the Middle East. The authority is assuring that importers who were wrongly billed new shipping surcharges will receive full refunds after an internal investigation. Emmanuel Opong reports.
The investigation began after several importers complained about unexpected surcharges on shipments that had already been dispatched weeks before tensions escalated in the Middle East. Speaking to City Business News, head of freight and logistics at the Ghana Shippers Authority, Fred Isiedu-Date, said the authority has identified the anomaly and is working with the shipping lines to reverse the charges.
The Ghana Shippers Authority has duly investigated this matter, and we have received assurances from the specific lines concerned that the necessary refunds would be made. In actual fact, the indication was that because their systems are networked, and once the information had gone out, there was a trigger from their global systems to commence the charging of these surcharges. And so we have spoken with them, and there is understanding.
With the Easter trading season approaching, he is also urging importers to factor potential shipping delays and possible cost adjustments into their contracts and supply chain planning.
What we are doing is we have put out an advisory in terms of what precautions shippers have to take. Generally, you are expecting to have goods, just for example, a 3-week period. It's important to build some time into it and do it, say, 5 weeks or 6 weeks, just so that you're sure, even if there were some delays along the line, you will still get your cargo on time. I know the Easter period is very close, and so this advice is timely, and I do hope that our shippers, or like importers and exporters, would take advantage of this information.
That was the head of freight and logistics at the Ghana Shippers Authority, Fred Isiedu-Date, ending that report. Now, former director of the Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research, ISE, Professor Peter Korte, is pressing government to consider slashing taxes on petroleum products if global oil prices surge due to escalating tensions in the Middle East. He argues that a measure would help shield vulnerable households from the impact of rising fuel prices. Professor Korte made the call in an interview with City Business News on the sidelines of an event.
I think it's early days yet. We've seen oil prices initially went up, but it's coming down. We have to study carefully. But then it tells you that we need to build buffers. BOST was established to have these strategic reserves as buffers in case some of these things happen. Unfortunately, we have not been able to do, but this is a wake-up call to start gradually building up buffers so that should this happen, we'll be able to cushion ourselves. Then also for consumers, some of the taxes, we have to look at it. The tax on petroleum. If oil prices go up so high, we may want to look at the taxes and remove some in order to cushion the poor.
Professor Peter Korti is former director of the Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research, ISE. Meanwhile, oil prices climbed above $90 per barrel early Thursday morning amid ongoing volatility in the global energy market as a result of the Middle East tensions. WTI crude oil is trading at $93.24 per barrel, according to checks by Citi Business News on Bloomberg. Brent crude is also trading higher at $98.70 per barrel. Some other stories now. The Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana is demanding that government channels funds recovered from the alleged missing 10,000 metric tons of rice under a food distribution program aimed at mitigating the impacts of the dry spell in 2024 back into the agricultural sector. The association believes redirecting the recovered resources into agriculture will help farmers expand output, invest in critical infrastructure, and strengthen food security across the country. The call follows revelations in the latest report by the Ghana Audit Service indicating that the government paid for 34,000 metric tons of rice as part of the intervention program. However, only 24,000 metric tons were received. Speaking to Citi Business News, the executive director of the association, Bismarck Norte, says the lack of transparency surrounding the distribution process was worrying.
You see few people colliding in their own interests as against the interests of the farmers. Because I remember when this happened, we made a case that government should come clear on the modalities for distribution. We should be aware of the number of relief items that were coming, who were the beneficiaries that have registered, how the distribution was going to be done, how many was each person entitled to receive. We made all those requests, but we never had any feedback from government. We even made a case that a lot of the monies that the ministry was requesting, we could actually use some of the monies to even improve our infrastructure, to put up irrigation facilities, to ensure that we do not experience the impact of the dry spell again. But all this that was said, we didn't amount to anything because the powers that be thought they had better ideas. And this is where we are today. So we are extremely disappointed, we are extremely sad, and I'll be extremely worried and disappointed if those who have perpetrated this evil against our farmers are not brought to justice.
Bismarck Norte is the executive director of the Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana. Now, the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, is moving to activate a long-delayed advisory council aimed at giving businesses, civil society, and other non-state actors a formal role in shaping regional economic and development policy. The move is part of broader institutional reforms within the bloc as it works to strengthen regional cooperation and rebuild confidence in its governance structures amid growing political and economic pressures across the globe. Speaking at the final regional meeting of experts on the operationalization of the ECOWAS Economic, Social and Cultural Council, ECOSOC in Accra, Commissioner for Political Affairs, Peace and Security Ambassador Abdel Fattah Musa said the initiative is critical to ensuring that regional integration reflects the interests of citizens and economic stakeholders.
There are many processes that are ongoing. ECOWAS will hold a summit, a special summit in May, that will adopt a compact on the future of regional integration. So what a very useful time to have a platform for civil society so that when this compact is adopted, because it is going to be an agreement between our member states and our citizens about where regional integration should go from here. How do we fight terrorism? How do we add value to our products instead of selling raw materials all the time? What are we going to do in order to add value to our economy? This is what the compact is going to talk about. Why is West Africa yet not having a single currency? The ECO. These are all key issues that will be in the compact.
That was Commissioner for Political Affairs, Peace and Security at ECOWAS, Ambassador Abdel Fattah Musa. Now, on the interbank market today, the dollar is trading at 10 cedis 80 pesos, while the British pound is going for 14 cedis 53 pesos, and the euro is going for 12 cedis 57 pesos. And that's it for the breakfast edition of the City Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, EcoBank, and Valex Lease. I'm Nashika Caesar. Many thanks for your company. Do have a great business day.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Every nation needs a mirror, a place to see itself clearly. The struggles, the progress, the uncomfortable truths. From housing to healthcare, from transportation to education, the City Breakfast Show tells Ghana's story as it is. Weekday mornings, the City Breakfast Show, reflecting the nation, driving development. The City Breakfast Show on 97.3 City FM.
This is the City Breakfast Show.
Baby, yeah, it will let mongo. It will let mongo. Check away, say move front, stand up back, and wine and my dente. So jagella, so pressure, what the queen, the rest of queen, yeah. Came my yappy, but they are soon the tent and a man, share. No, Shama can say, Name Moody and wash it. Shama Buddha, Name Moody and more than it. Jamais fait de man dans une main, comme une mieux modèle. Udo ya, Nana mina betchere. Mine wo ba guro kabre, atra wi asjaman sai, yando ya. Nana mina betchere. Maya wo campaign, atra wi asjaman sai na, udo ya.
Caleb Kuda here. Nashika Caesar brought you the breakfast edition of the City Business News. Kickoff is coming your way shortly. Have you gotten your Polytank Sumo Super yet? If not, Fawunsabe woman, save money. 10% of the premium multiple layer Sumo Super Tank from now until the end of the Ghana month. Let's celebrate our heritage together. Built with advanced multi-layer technology and reinforced for superior durability, Sumo Super is designed to last, giving you peace of mind for your home, project, or business. So don't miss this limited time offer. Visit any Polytank outlet today, ask for Sumo Super, and save 1,000 Ghana Citi. Polytank is the original. We do not request for Momo payments online. Before we bring you kickoff very shortly, if your driver whose vehicle is constantly on the road, you know the pressure that fuel cost and frequent oil changes can put on your budget. Shell, the world's #1 global supplier of lubricants, understands how quickly these costs add up. That's why we are easing the load on your pocket with reduced prices on Shell lubricants, Effective Match 1, Shell Advanced, Shell Helix, and Shell Remula. These are all lubricants and they will be available at reduced prices across all sales points. Higher the head. So enjoy longer drain intervals, superior engine protection, and smooth gear shifts, all while saving some money. Visit your nearest Shell station for your next oil change. Oh yeah, Shell lubricants designed for ultimate engine performance. Gets you singing Minu do your Odopa. The same love Locust Estate is extending to you because they know you've worked for years and really hard. You've saved carefully and prayed quietly. You've been paying rent every single year, wondering when it will finally be your turn. You've been dreaming if you could truly call one your home, but owning a home still feels out of reach. That's why Locust Estate understands and knows how it feels to work so hard and still be unsure about tomorrow. We have built carefully designed 3-bedroom townhouses and safe, secure, community-focused estates with a clubhouse, gym, swimming pool, and 24-hour security. No stress, no guesswork. And baby jet to KB Mile because it's a smart design in prime locations, built for real families and real futures. 0200 55 7704. That's the number to call. LocustEstate.com is where to visit. Locust Estate, modern living made possible.
Without my mic, what a pity, no bag me, if you were, you deserve to be my wife. Hey, no, do your way.
We're bringing Bringing you a kickoff this morning. Alaba, Ben, and Shiva, good morning.
Good morning, Caleb.
Pulls it back, nudged on to the youngster. Pitar, Diaz looks at the Valverde on a hat-trick. Brilliant! Oh my goodness me! He has a first half hat-trick, and that was simply sublime. Real Madrid 3, Manchester City 0.
A stunning first half hat-trick from Federico Valverde powered Real Madrid CF to a commanding win over Manchester City at the Santiago Bernabeu Stadium. More in the bulletin.
But here come Paris Saint-Germain, and suddenly Chelsea backpedaling. Advantage here, and it is number 5, and it's Kvaratskhelia again. And Paris Saint-Germain are really dreaming of a quarter-final place now.
Meanwhile, Paris Saint-Germain FC produced a ruthless display, thrashing Chelsea 5-2 in their UEFA Champions League round of 16 first leg clash. Plus updates from the local scene. Good morning and welcome to Kickoff. I am Sheba Araba Benin. Thanks to Shell, Western Union, Politangana and Lesheho. Let's improve life. Let's get into the details of our bulletin now. Champions first leg of round of 16 concluded yesterday with major upset. Real Madrid CF with 3-0 against Manchester City FC. Federico Valverde stole the headlines with a first half hat-trick to hand Madrid a commanding advantage. Their head coach says the result reflected the game plan his side executed perfectly.
I think we have a plan. We believe in that plan and the players give everything tonight.
And then Valverde, sorry, you had Bergkamp, Van Basten and Del Piero playing today for you.
Yeah, Fede was incredible, amazing night for him. He scored 3 goals, he ran like a crazy. So he's one of our captains, one of our leaders. I demand a lot of him, but I'm so happy for him because I think he deserves it, so really proud.
Meanwhile, Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola shared his thoughts after the defeat in Madrid.
4-0, 3-0 is better than 4. A tough result, so we cannot deny it. I had the feeling that we have to, of course, it was difficult sometimes to control transition when they lose the ball, we lose the ball, and they connect. They don't put the ball away and they contact for the next line and after Vinicius and the rest of the players can run. But I had the feeling that it was quite decent, well played. So we arrived, I don't know how many times in the byline for the individual actions from Jeremy, for the long balls in the second post, with, especially for Antoine and Nico Riley, and the passes in the 6-yard box with 3 or 4 players were not able, not even to make the save from Courtois. We miss, I think, that action, especially the 50 minutes.
You heard Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola speaking. PSG scored 3 goals in the final 20 minutes to secure a dominant victory at the Parc des Princes. Head coach Louis Enrique admits that the match was tougher than the scoreline has suggested.
It has been so difficult, but I think everybody was happy. Everybody supporting PSG because the result is good, but I think it was tough, very tough. Both teams trying to play our football and complicated, but I think we deserve to win that match.
Meanwhile, Chelsea boss Liam Rosignol says that mistakes after the equalizer ultimately led to the heavy defeat.
Made a mistake on the 3rd goal and we didn't react well to a setback. We didn't stay calm. In that moment, 3-2 even, we're really in the tie. We're in the tie. And then Kvaratskhelia scores an unbelievable strike. And that happens. And at this level, the quality of players on both sides, we're an inch away from 3-3. The disappointing one, you never want to lose a game, but the 5th goal in that moment after a flashpoint. We don't keep our heads in that moment. We don't keep our cool. They break our press and score a fifth goal. It makes it very difficult to come back from, but it's not impossible.
You heard Chelsea's boss Liam Rosignol. Elsewhere, FK Bodo Glimt continued their impressive run with a 3-0 victory over Sporting CP. And in Germany, Arsenal FC salvaged a 1-1 draw against Bayer Leverkusen after Kai Havertz converted a late penalty in the 89th minute. Arsenal head coach Mikel Arteta says securing the result, despite not dominating the game, was important.
The game had very different periods. We started the game quite well, had a massive chance with Martinelli, we hit the crossbar. In those moments you score, the game changes completely. We had certain dominance, but we didn't finish enough actions, and that allows certain counter-attack, especially when we were hitting the box, and they are quite dangerous with that. We wanted to start very strong in the second half, and we've done completely the opposite. Start not paying enough attention on the kickoff, which we already discussed before the match. So then they have a clear header, and after that they score the goal. And then it's obviously game on, and the tide changes completely. So after that we had to stay emotionally very composed. We improved in certain areas. With the changes, I think we improved as well. We had more presence, more threat on the wings, and at the end we found a way to draw the match.
To some World Cup news, now the President of the United States, Donald Trump, says that Iran will still be allowed to compete at the 2026 FIFA World Cup despite the growing political tensions between the two countries. Relations between the United States and Iran have worsened following a recent military escalation known as Operation Epic Fury, which began on February 28. The update was shared on the Instagram page of Gianni Infantino, the President of FIFA. Citi Sports' Julio Ashirifi Amor has more from the post.
I met with the President of the United States, Donald Trump, to discuss the status of preparations for the upcoming FIFA World Cup and the growing excitement as we are set to kick off in just 93 days. We also spoke about the current situation in Iran and the fact that the Iranian team has qualified to participate in the FIFA World Cup 2026. During the discussions, President Trump reiterated that the Iranian team is of course welcome to compete in the tournament in the United States. We all need an event like the FIFA World Cup to bring people together now more than ever, and I sincerely thank the President for his support as it shows once again that football unites the world.
Staying with the World Cup discussions, former Emmanuel Agyemang-Badu says that Ghana should not feel compelled to honor its former footballers. His comments follow calls from Eric Edem Agbana, who suggested that ex-players of the Ghana national football team deserve recognition for their contributions to the country. But speaking to Citi Sports, Agyemang-Badu stressed that while appreciation is important, it should not be treated as a national obligation.
Well, it will be a privilege to make an impact in your country, and after, if you want to stop, they want to honor you. However, I don't think it's compulsory. In as much it will be an honor, it will be a privilege, it will be nice to finish your career with the national teams, and they want to honor you very well. It will be a privilege, but I don't think it's compulsory for the country to do that. If the country thinks they need, or the federation or whoever thinks, or the president or whoever thinks they need to honor them, I will support it 120%. But if they don't, I'm a footballer, I have done my job for my country. My job is done. I need to focus either on different thing or something else, or I will still be in football. But I will not force anyone to honor anyone.
Still with Agyemang-Badu, the former Black Stars midfielder also believes that players must earn their place in the senior national team through the proper ranks. According to him, footballers who skip the development stages and move straight into the senior team often struggle to perform at the highest level.
If you have some place in the national team, you have the FIFA incentives for the club, some money that can cushion the clubs very well, then that is fine. You can mention a lot of players. So that can be included in the Blasters. But if we are coming to a real, direct principle analysis about the game, I think we need a transition from the U20, U23 local Blasters so that they can learn and have the experience. Rushing them up there normally doesn't do well for most of the guys, and it will be a disaster if you go there and you couldn't do well. When will you get the time to go there again? So I don't want to rush any player there. I want my players to pass through transition to get there and to do very well, because I don't want the player there who will go there after one friendly game and he will never get a call up again. So I want a smooth transition, like Chivenyo. Right now, he was with the National Under 17. He has moved to National Under 20. He's with my club, Aduana FC. So you can see the transition.
You heard Emmanuel Ajiman Bedu, who is a former Black Stars player, to Youth National Team News Now. The Ghana National Under-17 football team will step up preparations for the 2026 Under-17 Africa Cup of Nations with 2 friendly matches against FC Samatex 1996 at the Incentra Sports Arena. The Starlets will first face Samatex youth team on Saturday at 16 GMT before returning to the same venue on Sunday, March 15 to take on the senior side of the club at the same time. To some other stories, Herbalife Ghana has announced a new nutrition partnership with Major League Soccer side LA Galaxy and Black Stars forward Joseph Paintel's JP Academy, aimed at strengthening youth development through sports and proper nutrition. Under the agreement, Herbalife Ghana will serve as the official nutrition partner of JP Academy and its affiliated JP club teams, providing structured nutrition, education, and products to support the development of young footballers. Speaking at the launch, Clarence Amenya, who is the senior manager, country sales for Herbalife Ghana, expressed excitement about the collaboration.
And this partnership is going to span not only in Ghana, but would also be activated in the US for strategic reasons. Now, as a brand, we position ourselves on 6 pillars. But the purpose for this partnership or this gathering would focus on 2 of these pillars, one being sports and the second being community building. So what do we mean by this? So sports and global community is basically to foster authentic partnership such as what is happening today, which
Meanwhile, Black Stars forward Joseph Paintel also expressed his excitement about the partnership with Herbalife Ghana.
I'm really happy being here, being in the presence of you guys. I think we met on Friday, and it was really an amazing thing that we all did on Friday. Them coming, seeing the kids, we having fun together, they having a taste of Herbalife products was something that was really new to them. And since they are also really on board, it's going to be something that they are going to be used to it. So I'm really privileged to be here, to join you guys, and to go in a long way.
That was Black Stars forward Joseph Paintel, and that's the latest in the world of sports. For more on all these stories, visit citisportsonline.com. Kickoff was sponsored by Shell Go Well, Politan Ghana, Western Union, and Lesheho. Let's improve life. I am Sheba Araba Benin. Many thanks for listening. The City Breakfast Show is up next.
From now to the end of Ghana month, Polytank is celebrating with you. We are giving you over 1,000 Ghana cedis for free on our premium Sumo Super range of water tanks in celebration of Ghana. Sumo Super is designed to last, giving you peace of mind for your home, project, or business. Don't miss this limited time offer. Visit any Polytank outlet today. Ask for Sumo Super and save over 1,000 Ghana cedis. Polytank, the original, always the best. Panono Ankasa. Beware, Polytank does not request for Momo online.
We want jobs, right? We want opportunity. It starts with what we eat.
When we eat Ghana rice and buy local chicken, we create jobs for our own people, not for importers.
Eating Ghanaian food isn't just a meal, it's a statement of independence, pride, and progress. Eat Ghana, build Ghana, our food, our future.
The Eat Ghana, Build Ghana campaign is supported by Agri Impact Limited in partnership with the MasterCard Foundation and the 24-Hour Economy.
Okay, I'll see you soon. Why, baby? Hey, my Mr. Enra, my boyfriend, I could see about *959# when you phone so. Now we're winning.
Anita, I don't doggy park.
Oh, one swap. I could see us answer about number 1. I am watching now. And then there was so yummy show, Papa B. Now, me the toss a short, sexy dress, no. Now, Mrs. Samiti. Now, me yummy nails, no. So come on. Oh, no. Me fa uba. Make a do some small 1-2 rounds behind some dream hall. No, it's chia. Hey, Nana, so he for order. So Chinese, any wine, Papa B. And they mean this, I check, no.
Hey, Anita.
Nasani me when you hear TV, Bino. I also say sound. Not to prepared Na me chilly AC mu. I no go fit sweat like that. See fine girl.
Hey, Anita.
Jesus.
Baby, I want to know Jinawa. Mr. Remember, dial *959#. Oh, iPhone app on Toma. No one can say no, so what?
Sister, next time Kati call the what? Dial *959# and I'll call 590mobile.com.gh. Not to be 590 mobile. Head down some.
Go day, say a party, mini me a chomo, crunchy, chilling with friends, mini me a chomo, tasty, take chuck your hunger, mini me a chomo, crunchy, break time please, mini me a chomo, tasty, mini me a chomo, mini me a chomo, mini me a chomo, come and taste the fun, mini me a chomo, mini me a chomo, mini me a chomo, come and taste the fun. For the laughter, mini mini, mini me a chomo. All the parties, mini mini, mini me a chomo. Let's go dancing, mini mini, mini me a chomo. Taste the fun, mini mini, mini me a chomo.
This advert is FDA approved.
Since inception, almost 100% of Ashesi University students have found jobs, started businesses, or gone on to graduate school within 6 months of graduation. From Accra to Nairobi, London to New York, Ashesi graduates are noticed and are leading successful careers. If you dream of a rewarding life and career, an Ashesi education prepares you just for that. Learn more about applying to Ashesi at ashesi.edu.gh. Remember, admission is ongoing.
Whether you're buying water from your favorite spot in Osu, shopping online for the latest styles, or booking your next getaway to Dubai, MasterCard gives you the freedom to pay your way. Insert, tap, swipe, click. So many options, yet so easy. With layers of security protecting every payment, your money stays safe. From Trotro to travel, MasterCard connects you to the life you've earned and the one you dream of. Ask your bank for MasterCard today. MasterCard. Safe, convenient, priceless.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
Trouble toyem, Yamia fine. A bread, Nadia, Dania, the womb said, say, me huni warrior, and the Taramihua, Mema what I say, I say a cassia, or ye made for cheer. Yeah, pompa, and a cassia, sa, Naya Cassa, Jim, say, me kusa kusa, Nashi, and check cry, and you, Yamati team, young ye, dear, and he, Bessie, or dog, see a boat, a real way, and what tie, any coat, I feel so I brought near me, too, Penny said, when Tia Musu, Supe, Supe, I cook up a Supe, Supe, Supe.
$7:37. This is Obrafo. And a few requests coming through this morning. Happy birthday to the one who makes my world spin. You mean everything to me, and I'm so grateful to call you mine. I love you more than words, deeper than actions, and bigger than any moment. Today and every day I commit to loving you fiercely, supporting your dreams, and laughing with you in the messy moments. Here's to forever with you. You're stuck with me. From your wife, Dr. Mrs. Diana Akushika Ando. From Phoebe, from Audrey, from Charles, Michelle, the Akwe and Ando families. To Mr. Malik Ando. Happy birthday to you, Mr. Ando. That message came through for you. Happy birthday to Dr. Birago Ntueje, Assistant Commissioner Customer Experience. The organization is not mentioned for some reason, but I guess the owner knows himself. Good morning, Bernard. I'd like to bring to your attention a disaster waiting to happen at Barnyard intersection. For the past 2 days, the traffic lights at Barnyard are not functioning or have not been functioning, and it's creating heavy vehicular traffic every morning. Individuals who apply the Ablekuma Awushi Highway to Accra, Circle, Kaneshie, and La Paz have to work late and return home very late in the evenings. The police controlling the traffic are not able to do this daily, especially when vehicles from La Paz, Kassoa heading to Malam, or from Kassoa Malam heading to La Paz, Medina use the same Barnyard intersection.
Obrambo, you as a dear, me and my bro. We asked about me, every reading when you nice you. Dad, and you know, and I'm the other really with you. I buy here, ranting, yet my you. Been fat you, Kumama for you, Tico. Tika Samana, my dying trim moo. Or come free, Bessie Matthew come free. Where we are, Tika, go see that I'm in it way. Why you can see I won't call you with him. Eh, one of one, I'm in a piano key. Stand still in the Anna, still in the mood, man, stand in a girl and you're my bro. Nama Busiano, Simon Sonny Bio. Intia dear Chesa. Maya then I'm in Sabaco Mano. I am a branch, you're my bro. Nama Busiano, Simon Sonny Bio. Intia dear Chesa. Maya then I'm in Sabaco Mano. A branch, you're my bro. Nama Busiano, Simon Sonny Bio. Intia dear Chesa. Maya then I'm in Sabaco Mano. yeah, my bro.
This was when Kwade was Kwade. Oh my lord. He calls this one a branty.
I'm from the same me didn't feel one tree. Me bro, we are same one time and you. Like Kenya Kaya, Abrabona ya hard. And in me, I'm a bush, yeah, and I see we need you. But I was hoping team out to the moon, Kwasa, Copin Brown, Slama baby. But I got no, what's a club, no, mention a gun, and you know, baby, as you know. Who you so me moon, I mean, maybe I'm an castle, be save you. Because Quank and any I hate, but only move. As we move in, I grab more, Gramayada brew. We are an Amayama home, can you say you?
And another birthday request coming through. Sky, whose birthday is it?
So this one is coming in from a really great friend of mine. We were in Gimpa together.
Okay.
So the name is Enes Asante. And it says, good morning, people. Please help with this wish. Happy birthday to Madame Theodora Senaya, who is the head of operational risk at Fidelity Bank Ghana Limited.
Right.
From Annie and the whole team, we love her so much. Happy birthday to Todd Donko, also coming in from Annie and Mimi. And they're celebrating two different people this morning.
Today is also the birthday of my district pastor's wife, Evelyn Mensa at Japan. So this is for my pastor, the presbytery, the children, and everyone. Wishing you a very blessed happy birthday. We love you. That's the message for you.
Happy birthday to our colleague Juliana Odame.
Yeah, mademoiselle.
A journalist working with us online. Happy birthday. Enjoy the best of the time. You know, Sky, I was looking at a list of secondary schools in Ghana.
Okay.
And I found that there were over 770 public secondary schools in Ghana.
770.
My brother.
Oh, that's huge.
And the average number of students in those schools, even if it's 2,000, I started multiplying and saying, so these people, what work would they do when they come out of Ghana? I haven't had a private secondary school, so.
Yeah.
So I was like, I picked one region. There were so many schools. So my concern is that in this company, I am a general manager, right? So I asked myself, how many people have we employed since the year began? Maybe we have employed about 12 people. Or if I add national service, maybe 15.
Okay.
So maximum 20. Because we did national service for about 6 or 7, 8 people. Then we had another. So let's say 15 to 20 people. And that may be the whole for the year. In fact, probably less. Okay. So let's assume we look at.
That's about how much? 5% of addition to the workforce?
Very small, because we haven't had a lot of people retire. All right, and people have gone to school, we replaced them, and one or two people are falling out. And then I look at the certainty of people entering school and graduating. So these 700 schools that I was looking at least every year they will graduate.
Yeah.
They will turn 19, 20. If they don't go to university, they are looking for a job. And I'm asking myself, so how many companies are employing people on a large scale? So yes, I went to 2 programs last week. I went to Olam to MC their program. They built a 40,000 ton per year pasta factory. But they said the project, it will create 300 new jobs. Sky, this is a $30 million investment, or $40 million or $30 million investment, and it's creating 300 new jobs. And this is one of the biggest. So the whole president of Ghana was there.
Up to 5,000 jobs.
So think about it, the president of Ghana was there. Everybody in Bone was there. The chief, everybody was there, and we are creating 300 more jobs. Just 300. Now take one secondary school alone. By the time they graduate, even if let's even say only 1,000 students come out, and let's say those 1,000 students, half of them go to university.
Yeah.
You know, so the rate at which people are available for work, I don't know whether we are able to employ the people. Yeah. You get it?
Mm-hmm.
And so you have a big company like Olam, 300 new jobs, not bad. Citi, maybe 20 jobs for a year, maybe, you know. And then you say, oh, most people in Ghana will not get a job; they'll start their own company. But Sky,
it's tough.
Well, okay, let's assume you want to do a fashion business.
Mm-hmm.
So let's assume you say you won't do paperwork. Think about what it takes to be a fashion designer. So we know fashion designers and how long it's taking them to get to a point where they can sew for us. And even we who sew, probably every 3 months we sew something, then we don't again. Unless there's a funeral or some event. So now if you leave Poly or Legon and you are not getting a job, meanwhile security agencies, they are recruiting 5,000 people for the whole year.
Yeah.
And this is police, immigration, army, fire service, all of them.
Yeah.
5,000 people for the whole year.
Yeah.
If you go to Presec alone, there are almost 3,000 Form 3 boys. So if you add Presec and say Achimota, we have 5,000 Form 3 boys.
Mm-hmm.
So if I take our Form 3s who are graduated to university, just 2 schools, you have about 5,000. Just 2 secondary schools. You have 700 secondary schools in the country. And the whole security service in Ghana is employing just 5,000.
All of them put together.
Just 5,000. If you go to my secondary school, the school itself has about 5,500 students.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just one secondary school population for a whole country. Yeah. So now, if you have 500,000 people who are looking for jobs and only 5,000 are going into security. Now, these 500,000 who are looking for security jobs, we have not talked about those who have not applied though. Because these 500,000 have applied for security. We are not talking about those who have not applied. So I feel like there's a major issue happening that we are not seeing, where people don't have work, people cannot be employed. And the way our system is, it may be almost impossible for us to give them any work to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if the you see, when the statistical service says unemployment is 13%, I think it hides the real issue of people just sitting home not doing any work. People don't have work to do. People doing menial jobs. And, you know, I feel like there's a much deeper issue than we are admitting.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure if our leaders have prioritized it yet, or as a nation, whether we've seen it the way I am seeing it. That 700 secondary schools, 2,000 students per secondary school, possibly.
Yeah.
Half of them will go to university. Half of them will go to university,
mm-hmm.
or wherever tertiary institutions. Half of them may not even do anything, you know. And then you look at the Minister of Foreign Affairs telling you that 55 Ghanaians have died in Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
So how many of them went? How many Ghanaians want to cross the Sahara? How many of them will be lured to go and work? You know what I'm saying? Like because if you have young people who are so many, you know, we were reading a story about some schools went to fight, beating each other and things. Like they have energy, there's no real work. You know. So I don't know whether listeners who work, so maybe listeners can help me. How was the last time your company employed somebody? How many people are you employing? How many people do you employ in a year? Right? Is your company employing new people this year? And when I mean new people, I'm not saying, are you recycling, like maybe they are poaching versus taking new recruits?
Yeah. Adding on.
Or are new companies, so GIPC should tell us, are new companies being formed who are employing more people? I think there should be a way in which we should know whether jobs are being created for people or not in an objective way. Because if you have 500,000 people who are looking for 5,000 jobs, so it means for every one person who gets a job, 100 people will not get, or 99 people will not get.
Yeah.
So 1 out of 100 per job.
Mm-hmm.
That's, you know, I'm a bit concerned. I'm concerned. I'm concerned about the thing. And the other thing is that these people who don't have the work, they are not even talking.
Or we are talking.
As in, we don't have. I'm saying they don't have Look, I know a guy who we helped to do COPE, went to tech, finished, and things. He's been looking for a job for like 4 years.
Yeah.
I think he's going second upper or something.
Yeah.
So I think he's teaching somewhere. But like he's been looking for a job for like 3-4 years.
That's true.
Qualified, well competent, I mean, solid guy. You know, so I feel like there's something much deeper going on which we are not.
It's real. So a lot of people have become career students because after your first degree, you realize there are no jobs. You go get a master's. After that, so when you do your first degree, you search, you don't get a job. You think that, oh, maybe I need to get another qualification. Then you get the master's. Then they tell you, oh, you are overqualified. We cannot afford to pay you. Then people get scholarships and take on a PhD program or something like that. Or some just take the opportunity to travel. That's for those who love to study even, right? I was sharing the story of one young man I met in my neighborhood the other time with you some time ago. This guy, had completed an MBA in finance from UPSA, one of the fine universities, and clearly you could tell he was a very smart chap. And how did I meet him? He was clearing weeds in the neighborhood sometime, and I asked him, when you see him, you would tell clearly that he's not a laborer or someone who has been hired to do that. I'm like, what are you doing? I said, he's clearing the place. It's a thing he does regularly. Okay, so what do you do on a regular? What do you do for a living? And he says, oh, I've been home in the last 3 years after my MBA from UPSA. And
he has an MBA.
Yes, in finance from UPSA. It'll be 3 years.
He has an MBA from UPSA in finance.
Yes, and he's been home.
And he's clearing weeds.
Yes, he was that was community service he was doing, and that was good on his part. But
Had he worked before he got the MBA?
He had done some sales, internship here and there, and all of that, in addition to the MBA that he had. So the search for job, regardless your qualification in Ghana, is really, really a tough thing. And even most of my friends who are doing their own businesses, you talk about the entrepreneurs, they're also looking for jobs because that space is really, really tough.
Let me give you some numbers. So as I said, 500,000 people applied for security jobs, and the positions were 5,000.
Yeah.
Here's the breakdown. For immigration, 180,000 people applied. Guess how many positions are available?
18,300.
1,000.
Oh.
So 180,000 people applied, and there are only 1,000 positions. So for every person, you are competing with 180 people.
Right.
So if they give you so basically one person out of 180, so it means like for the whole Citi FM, only one person will get. So if the population of this company applies, only one of us will get. That's the issue. Then the other one, so
just to chip in, the entire immigration force in Ghana is up to 18,300.
Yes. So the whole immigration recruitment, there are 18,300 people. The whole immigration officers in Ghana. 180,000 people applied.
My God.
So the people who applied are 10 times the population of the immigration, and they're only taking 1,000.
Wow.
Then fire service, 124,000 people applied. They have a current staff of 17,000. I don't know how many they are taking.
They are,
Then prison service, 71,000 people applied.
Yeah.
They are recruiting 500.
Ooh, 500.
I'm telling you. So for everybody who gets a prison's job, 140 people. 1 out of 140. And the current staff is 14,000. So 71,000 people applied. And the current prison has only 14,000 staff. All right. Now, here's another thing that you should be concerned about. The 500,000 applications, 75,000 are university graduates. 330,000 are SHS holders. 330,000. So Free SHS has expanded the base for SHS graduates. And yet, I'm sure the service will take more of the graduates than the non-graduates. Because they will prefer a university graduate.
Yeah.
So you have 330,000 HSS holders who are not probably going to go to university, who are sitting at home looking for work to do. Where would they work? So so you go and learn a trade. Will you go to technical school? So I would feel like if this person had gone to, say, a TVET system, he would have come out maybe as a plumber, as a mechanic, or as a
Tyler,
welder or something that will not be unemployed, because a lot of the people who do these things if you work with massa, you have something to do, right? So if you're a plumber or a welder, even though you are not employed formally, you have a job. But these are SHS. So SHS means they studied geography, history, literature.
Economics. Yeah.
Do you understand? If these guys had gone to a technical or vocational institute, they could have been doing something. But they've gone to study history, literature, and French. And they are looking for a job at immigration. They won't get. Now, will you employ somebody who just has an SS degree, who doesn't have a skill to work for your law firm? You may not be able to do that. You see, if you had an engineering company and this guy had done welding, you may say, I need a welder. So you train him and put him in your job. But he's done geography, literature, and French. He's gone to Opoku secondary school. He hasn't been able to go to university.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with such a person? Are you going to let him teach in a school? If he gets good grades and he's good enough, you may make him teach in some private primary school. But Sky, I mean, it's a serious matter. I don't even know how 5,000 jobs for 500,000 applicants.
It paints a really troubling picture of the state of affairs. And it is a reminder that we are not doing enough to provide opportunities for the youth to be able to unleash their energies in a productive way that helps the economy in a truly meaningful way. Now, there are a number of reasons why we are where we are. First of all, we are seeing a lot more education thanks to free senior high school education. And when people are better educated, at least at that level, first of all, many would prefer to do white-collar jobs instead of doing the jobs we find generally in the informal sector, because first there is an aspiration to go higher, which is go to the university, and then when you get out to the university, people are less likely to say, oh, let me go and work on a farm or something like that. So that is also there. Then you also have a lot of people graduating from the free senior high school system or the secondary schools or the vocational training institutions and not having the right grades to be able to climb up the ladder.
True.
Right? Which means that they become idle. I meet many of these young ones every single day when I'm buying something in a shop somewhere or I'm on my way to get something done elsewhere. You meet them all the time without the grace to actually continue. Now they get stuck. Those who can go into these vocational training institutions that have emerged these days, we call them, it's not strictly TVET, it has a different name, where they are training you for the skills. Right. Not necessarily the academic, hardcore book reading, that kind of thing. The GH media schools and all of these that are emerging.
So they are doing some acting, some other things.
Journalism, video directing, editing, and all of those things.
Basically, learn a skill.
Exactly, learning a skill, the apprenticeship in an academic setting. Right. That is also happening. But you see, many people are facing serious barriers because they cannot afford. I mean, if you ask for the fees around these schools, you are looking at something within the region of, 2,500 upwards to say 4,000 in some cases, depending on the courses that you're doing. But it is not just the fees that you have to pay. Consistently, if you are doing catering, for instance, cooking,
Charlie, you have to pay.
You have to pay for food, pay for cooking utensils, pay for decoration items.
Guy, I won't cut you. The average cost per term for a catering program in a private school is close to 5,000 cedis.
Yep.
To get the training, and then there's phase 1, phase 2, which is, so if you do basic catering, about 5K. When you put all the things you need to buy, and no, actually it's more, because there's the what do you call it? The school fees is about 4,000
tuition.
Then you have to buy certain items, so it's actually not that cheap.
It's expensive.
It's very expensive. And every day you're having to, they will tell you that, tomorrow you're coming to do this
practical.
Then you have to buy it.
Yes.
Now you ask yourself, how many of the ones who have not made it up the ladder
can even pay for that.
Can even pay for that.
Charlie.
Many, their parents can't afford it.
It's crazy.
So it is a crazy mess out there.
Charlie.
And you see, particularly the ones who are girls.
Yeah.
Then they become
victims of
vulnerable.
Uncle celebrate your school fees.
Exactly. All kinds of things.
If you don't sleep with me, I won't give you the money.
Aha. So it is a big
then
mess.
We see pregnancy enter the matter.
Aha. Then you see, then the youth bulge. As you spoke about pregnancy, right?
Yeah.
We have a lot of pregnancies that ought not be in the system, but we are having unwanted pregnancies. We are having them anyway. Of course, human beings are not useless. Once you can put them to good use. You don't know who will emerge out of that and become a president of the republic and help us tomorrow. But the reality is that many of the young girls who should be in school have become mothers, right? And that perpetuates the problem. So poverty is in the family. Instead of her getting out of that cycle, getting educated, getting a responsible, a rewarding job to actually lift the family out of the current mess, she herself has become pregnant. A child raising a child
is serious.
Now, how does that make us go forward? So anyway,
we'll come back to this point, but what we are asking listeners is, please, we want to know whether your company is employing people. Because we have a lot of young people who don't have work, and the 500,000 people applying for security services, 75k having university degrees, 330k not having a university degree but SHS, which means there are some who are probably even below SHS.
Yeah.
What does this mean for our country within the sub-region? Let's bring you tech and social media trends.
It's brought to us by Telecel, and Edwin Kwalkofi is here with tech and social media trends.
Edwin,
Bernard,
what is trending?
Well, good morning, everyone. First thing we are going to talk about is Iran, and they have decided to pull out of the 2026 World Cup, obviously because of the tensions between them and the United States, who are one of the three hosts of the tournament. And the sports minister said they cannot participate at the World Cup. Obviously, I spoke about yesterday FIFA saying they will face sanctions if they do not compete in the tournament. Well, they've taken that decision. We are yet to hear from FIFA on this, but obviously not good for the World Cup, which everyone was looking forward to. But now it seems that it's been thrown into a bit of disarray because of Iran's decision not to take part.
If you are bombing a country, why should they come into your country to play football? I mean,
you see, that also raises an issue. The last time that we were going to play the World Cup, right, they banned Russia for its aggression towards Ukraine. Now, some people are asking online that if you lay down a principle previously, why is it that now the US is, attacking Iran for whatever reason they say they are? Why is it that the US hasn't been banned yet from taking part in this? It's a question that people are asking online.
It's a good question.
Why?
But the FIFA people give the US president the Nobel. They gave him some prize.
The peace prize.
They invented it. Because the man was looking for.
Where FIFA is as we speak. The FIFA is
Continue. Well, that's a major issue online at the moment. We move on from that to another story I brought you during the week about some vendors or plantain chips vendors allegedly using plastic to make their products. Well, the FDA has come out finally to talk about the issue, says that they've conducted some investigations and that there seems to be no truth to this matter. However, they say they are still continuing investigations. So they've debunked the videos that are online saying that it's not true. People are using the plastic to give their plantain chips some crunchy coating. So it's
so their claim is like people deliberately do these videos
for social media engagement. That's what they're saying.
But it's difficult to sweep it off like that. I feel like they need to do, because you see, if I'm a parent watching this, I won't let my child buy plantain chips.
Yes.
And because the fact that the FDA has just said it should not be enough. Maybe the FDA should say, look, we have done a random sampling of plantain chips picked from 10 markets. And we subjected them to a certain test and we found that none was true. Because most people will believe this. So to just say that, it's not true, Do you understand me? Did you do a market surveillance? What is the report saying? Should we take your word for it because you are FDA?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I feel like it's more because you see, if I send this to your mother right now, you think you allow your children to eat plantain chips?
Based on what she's seeing.
No, we are not buying plantain because FDA. Whilst you are saying it's fake and whatever, you need to give us more further and better particulars as to why you are dismissing it. You know, because right now a lot of people are very paranoid about what they see on social media.
But what it also raises is the question of who is cooking what and selling what. Because I mean the FDA itself, if it goes through its records, it will tell you that we have certified X number of companies or people to produce plantain chips. But the truth is that the number of brands on the market, majority of them you cannot even trace. You don't even know who is producing.
There are no numbers.
But they are in the system.
So that's why I'm saying you can't just come and tell us that it's not true. I'm not saying it's true. But I feel like the FDA needs to use as an opportunity to throw more light on its market surveillance systems and also its food regulatory systems, because there's too much skepticism about this in social media.
Okay, so the next trend, the recruitment into security services, it usually gets a lot of attention, and this time it's because of the online aptitude test components. That's one reason why it is trending, because if you take a look at some of the questions that are being asked to applicants, people feel that it's a little tough or difficult or unrelatable to Ghana's context, like being asked whether Hoffenheim, a football club, which league they play in.
But what's wrong with that?
No, I mean,
but
they say
if you have 500,000 people,
yes,
and you need only 5,000, it means you need to eliminate 99 people for every 100 persons.
Yes.
Maybe maybe you want people who are aware of the world issues.
That is fine. That is one argument people are making.
But you know, don't you know the answer?
But how should that be? That somebody who is going, we are training for to protect us, policing and all of that. Why is that?
He must have a world view.
Oh, I think that there are more relevant questions to ask. Maybe you either
but they won't disqualify you just on that question. My point is
that number of
you can use as you want to test if the person
current affairs
is aware of issues that happen around him.
Yeah,
and if you have 100 people and you want only one, elimination by rough status.
I think that takes out people who genuinely would have made it, but who you are sidelining because for some reason they are not fortunate enough to have a television that shows them.
You don't need a television to know that Hoffenheim is in Germany. It's not even a football question. It's a geography question. If you went to SHS,
what was the question?
Which league they play in?
Yeah, league.
But all the football teams are town teams. So Hamburg is in Germany, Rotterdam is in Holland. What I'm trying to say is that Sky, it reveals the desperation of the situation. You have 500,000 people and you need only 5,000. What are you going to do?
Well,
the difficulty you have to find a system of eliminating some.
But you see, the difficulty with some of these online tools and deploying them is that people buy off the shelf.
They didn't tweak it,
and they don't calibrate it to suit the local context. I've not sat the exam. I've not seen all the questions, but a good number of the times, these are some of the things that emerge. And in fact, that is why people resist deployments like that, because people think that AI is the solution to everything
without creating a bespoke solution that addresses. By the way, was that the only serious question? Or the other questions?
There were other questions which I'm trying to get out.
To be good, because
for you later.
The Hoffenheim question seems a bit far around immigration or security, but Sky, you next time I invite you into our interviews when we are sometimes it's a difficult thing. You have so many people who are all competent and you don't even know what to do. You know, like even me, when I do interviews for people, sometimes it's difficult. You see 3 people and you see that they are all good in different ways and you have only one slot. What do? Do you call your competitor to say, Charlie, I think there's a good guy, employ him? It's not easy.
Okay, so some of the questions. The first human heart transplant operation was conducted in which year?
I mean,
no question.
how is that?
Yeah, but security.
Then another question: Georgia, Uzbekistan, and Turkmenistan became members of the UNO in which year?
I don't know. Ask.
Then another one, hybridization is, then they'll give a list of options. The downward movement of water through
By the way, those
soil.
questions, did they have possible answers?
Yes, they have possible answers.
But see, that defeats the whole point.
No, if you gave me the possible answers, I would know what to do. If you give me possible answers, my mind will remember something. Give me another question.
It's
finished.
Yeah, I think that's the only one.
Imagine a question that says that Kofi came home.
Yes.
His door was ajar. He had closed it before going to to work. When he entered the space,
so critical thinking.
Exactly. He saw that his television,
critical.
Oh, Scarlett, let me listen to that.
Exactly. His television had been removed, right? What are the things he should do immediately? You understand?
It's difficult to mark because there are 500,000.
Plenty people.
No, you are using online anyway.
The objective one, you just use the system.
Pick and choose.
The answer is B, so anybody chooses C is out.
No, what I'm saying, even that. You see, when you sit down and you create the questions like that, because you are training the people to think security-wise. Okay, would he call the police first?
Okay,
what should he do?
I agree with you. All I'm saying is that because we haven't seen the full exam,
exactly,
this is just 4 questions. Maybe the exam has many parts, and we don't even know what weight they've given to the part on this. So let's not make too. But the point is that 500,000 people looking for 5,000 jobs is the real headline.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get into the matter when we come back. But continue with your segment.
Well, the other issue is that with so few people being looked for to be put into our security services, why are people being charged in the first place to apply for those jobs? And then when you are looking for so few people,
it's a profit-making venture.
Yes.
How much do they charge them?
I don't
Sky,
know.
500,000. If everybody even pays 100 cedis.
Yeah. So there are two things here. The company that has been deployed, we're told, is getting something out of the process to recruit, because they have deployed a platform
processing fee.
Exactly.
So they are paying 220 Ghana cedis.
I mean,
multiply that by
500,000 people.
Yeah. Charlie, you are profiting from our poverty.
110 million
especially
Ghana
when
cedis.
you will not give back to people who are not.
I would have said, let them apply, and then those who go through can pay
the screening and all that.
Yeah, because if Charlie 500,000
times what?
220 cities.
110 million Ghana cedis. You can fix a road.
I mean, this is a rip-off.
Did the minister speak about this yesterday, Fred?
If it is true, then it's a rip-off.
The charges they charge.
But that they will give them
because we interviewed the minister. I said we were going to play the interview. I think we should have asked him about
this is 110 million Ghana cedis, Bernard.
500,000 times 220.
Yes. I mean, unless my math is that bad. This is, I mean, why the service
is exploitative.
No,
and you're recruiting only 5,000.
Exactly.
Come on, guys, you can't do this.
Yeah,
it is wrong. I think if this is what is happening, it is wrong.
Yeah.
It is wrong, because how much is it to maintain such a system?
You can't do that.
And you are not running the system. It's not like the people buy their own credit, right?
Yeah.
They prepare. You don't teach them that these are the questions we are going to do. No crash courses for them. Anything. They just go and sit there and sit the exam. And if they don't have computer, they have to get someone's computer to do it. This is completely unacceptable.
On top of that, some of them too are exploited by people who promise them X, Y, Z and take so much from them. And that happens it's been happening for a very long time. So people are really desperate and will do anything to get
this. Fred, please, I think during the press briefing of the minister yesterday, a number of journalists asked questions. Komla Kluche asked a question about what Sky is talking about, the amount. So please find the component for me. I think he did a press briefing before we interviewed him, so please find it. I really want to know what he thinks about charging 500,000 people 200 cedis each, when we know that they are only going to give 500 of them, 5,000 of them jobs.
Okay, final thing, a light-hearted one. The Premier League is trending because all the Premier League representatives in the Champions League failed to win. Every single one of them failed to win in the Champions League first.
We got 5 yesterday.
Yeah, Chelsea took 5.
Woto. Yesterday, Norway, I said, make a word. No, we did that.
No, where was
it was 2-2.
Yeah, so
the same thing Tottenham did.
Spurs
through
took
the
5,
game.
Man City took 3, Liverpool lost by a goal to 0. Arsenal also drew. Luckily,
I was crying after Tuesday, but after yesterday, actually, bro, make I take my 1-0 like that. Charlie, City collect. Chelsea collect. Spurs collect.
Oh. I got angry and said, well, let me leave the TV small. Maybe things will change. That was when they were 3-2.
You came back, it was 5-2.
Yes, asking if the Premier League is overrated. Everyone thinks it's the
but
best.
But you should wait for the second legs to finish. You know, it's if you have 6 teams from a country out of how many?
Out of 16.
16.
Yeah.
That shows the strength of the league, and it's a 2-legged thing. So you just wait to get to the next round.
As for Chelsea, one.
You get it. So haven't you seen people who attend 3-0 victories?
Yes, they have.
Chelsea can easily beat PSG 3-0.
No, definitely.
It's very easy.
Chelsea did beat PSG.
You have a 1-1 draw Arsenal, Spurs, Newcastle. I mean, look at Newcastle. Newcastle is like 10th.
Yeah.
Against Barcelona, who's leading La Liga.
The Spanish champions. Yeah.
You get
look at the Basquiat or what's the name?
Charlie, there's a name. You know, the Georgian people, they have some name called. Yesterday, my son said there's a guy called Miku Ataji. It's a guy anyway. You know the Georgian, they have Mama that's really Miku Ataji. But the son was like, the Georgian guy and never because Miku Ataji. So we confirm Miku. So the guy is called Miku Ataji. So I said, I didn't know that they were always in Georgia.
Okay.
Somebody with an article and said, what's the name of the Prime Minister of Israel?
Netanyahu.
What's the name? Netanyahu. Somebody will say, oh, he's an everybody say,
this one, you Netanyahu say.
Auntie, I beg, fix me go betete Ghana. No gari, no oil, no plantain, just beans then eggs.
Hey, brah, that be dangerous combination, no?
Problem no day. I feel handle am.
For Telecel, with the Bob say everybody gets what they like. That be why Made For Me bundles day. Based on your usage, you fit get your own data and call packages. Fala! Made For Me bundles like the way you the want town. That *530#, then buy Made For Me bundles today.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Are you clapping? Are you giving God the glory? Hallelujah! Every day you wake up shouting, my business is not moving. Customers are not coming. But look, my brother, my sister, who are you deceiving? Have you smiled today? Do you have the confidence to smile? Your face alone is chasing people away. Yeah! We all know that the problem is not a spiritual problem. The problem is a dental problem. She was saying, use Pepsodent charcoal toothpaste to remove yellow. Somebody shout amen.
Craft your smile with Pepsodent Charcoal. It removes stains and whitens teeth. This advert is FDA approved.
I'm telling you, my brother has scored more goals than Asamoah Gyan.
What? This is impossible.
Check the stats.
What stats? We can't start. I have seen everything from 1986.
Funny thing about us Ghanaians, we'll argue for 3 days straight, but numbers always settle the matter. So instead of just telling you about better fuels, let's do the math. The new Shell Fuel Save lasts up to 15 kilometers longer per tank. The new Shell V-Power cleans 100% of your engine's critical parts.
Now that's better by far.
The next time you think of filling up, choose new and improved Shell Fuels.
Welcome to your financial tips with Solace Finance.
In Ghana, many people remain unbanked, not because they are irresponsible, but because traditional banks often require documents many individuals do not have, such as utility bills, guarantors, employment letters. In addition, the account opening process can involve several steps, extensive paperwork, and long waiting periods. As a result, many people keep cash at home or rely only on mobile money. Digital banking is helping to close this gap. With digital tools like Solid Finance app, you can open a secure savings account in 2 minutes using only your Ghana card and a registered mobile money number. Download the Solid Finance app today. For more information, call or WhatsApp us on 059-957-7963. Solid Finance, your money, your power.
There's always that friend, neighbor, or family who is always welcome at iftar time. And of course, there is always enough tea, because tea isn't just for drinking, it's for catching up, cracking jokes, and sharing moments. Lipton tea, for togetherness and those warmly welcomed visits. Ramadan Kareem from Lipton.
This advert is FDA approved.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
The unemployment time bomb is ticking. We're discussing that on the Citi Breakfast Show this morning. But welcome to Western Villas, located at Ayi Mensa, where our stunning homes redefine elegance. Each home is a masterpiece with swimming pool, gym, playground, beautiful landscape gardens, and private balconies, making every day feel like a retreat. So we have 3 4-bedroom gated up homes at Ayi Mensa. Just 5% deposit, you can jump up the property ladder. We are opening from now till 31st March. Call us on 053-6502-295 or visit westernvillas.com for more information. What if your bank helped you meet your dreams? Or helped you big up, as they say? Well, welcome to the Republic Verse, where your money, your business, and your dreams level up. Own your dream home with the Republic Bank Mortgage. Grow faster with SME and corporate banking solutions. Run your daily finances smoothly with retail and commercial banking products. And whether you're starting out, scaling up, or stepping into what's next, Republic Verse gives you the power to do more and shine brighter. Call us toll free 0800-414-414. That's 0800-414-414. Or send a WhatsApp to 0546-414-414. Republic Bank, we are the one for you. 2 events to tell you about. Next week, the president will open the Agrotech 2026, Independence Square, 9 a.m. on the theme Transforming Agribusiness Through Local Innovation and Technology. It's an event organized by the Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry in partnership with Ghana Exim Bank, and it will showcase locally manufactured agri machinery, implements, and agro-processing equipment. To register or participate, call 0242-585419. Then there's the Ghana Exim Bank 10th anniversary, the week after, 25th, 26th March, Kempinski Gold Coast City Hotel, 8 a.m. each day. Again, President is the guest of honor, bringing together captains of industry, thought leaders, and decision makers in the global development finance space to deliberate on emerging issues in development finance. Number 0208-541480. Go to eximbankghana.com for more information.
All right, are you ready for the launch of the immigration formula? It's themed the Immigration Formula Rules, Packaging and Strategy. The venue is the Ghana Shippers Authority at Ridge, Friday, 13th March 2026, tomorrow, 4 p.m. sharp. The book will help lawyers and non-lawyers navigate the complex world of immigration. The foreword of the book was written by Professor Larry DiMatteo and His Lordship Justice Yoni Kulendi, who will chair the event. Lawyer Wanda Kuto is the author, so see you this Friday. And the Office of the Registrar of Companies is reminding all registered companies, business owners, directors, secretaries, and partners across Ghana to file their annual returns by Thursday, 30th April 2026. Filing your annual returns is a legal requirement. It helps keep your business transparent, compliant, and in good standards. And companies who fail to file their annual returns will have financial statements will be considered non-compliant. There are penalties that range from 1,000 to 2,000 cedis depending on the number of years you've defaulted. So avoid these penalties. File your annual returns and renew your business name before April 30. Call 0308 249 841 or WhatsApp 059 952 5774. Follow us at ORC Ghana on social media. So Jonathan Syme is living proof that insurance can actually be rewarding. He's the first raffle winner of the Insuranachile promo run by Enterprise Insurance. He's now packing his bag for an ultimate football experience abroad. This like that, and you could be next. So buy or renew your motor insurance with Enterprise and you stand a chance to win big. We are running this promo as regulated by the NLA on its Caritas lottery platform. There are free coupons, airtime, branded souvenirs, all available. Terms and conditions apply. Enterprise Insurance is your advantage. People are winning big on 590 mobile just by dialing star 959 hash, and you could be next. NLA has increased the playing time of your favorite 590 mobile from Monday to Saturday. Noon rush starts from 8:30 p.m. closes at 1:25 p.m. next day, while the evening draw starts at 1:30 p.m. closes at exactly 7:55 p.m. More time to stick more time to win more. So note though that Sunday Aseda remains the same with no change. Catch all the 590 mobile evening live draws from Monday special to Sunday Aseda on GTV broadcast 8 p.m. to 8:15 p.m. 0308 249 477 590 mobile at Dawunsem.
All right, the Interior Ministry has been speaking to the issue of recruitment into the security agencies. The Minister for the sector, Mohammed Mubarak Muntaka, spoke to Umaru Sanda Amadu, explaining the recruitment process in detail.
Like you rightly said, the coming up to this administration, especially President Zaman Mahamad's focus is to reset the agenda, to reset the country, create more transparency, make sure that whatever we are doing is in the open, there's no any secrecy. So obviously, when the time for recruitment came, we had to open for qualified applicants to apply. I mean, there's no way you could have imagined that such a large number of applicants who apply. And you know the norms. I mean, you set a date and you say that, look, we are opening the portal for 2 weeks. You cannot start the first day and say that because I've seen over 10,000, because I'm targeting 5,000, I'm going to close the portal. That would be unfair to the youth and those who qualify to want to apply. So we have to wait till the end of the date, only to realize that, yes, these large numbers. I mean, can you imagine currently the total strength of our police, right from the IGP to the last constable, is just around 49,000. Yet we had about over 130,000 individuals applying to join the police. Now, based on we inherited a very difficult economy with a lot of challenges under an IMF program and all those challenges. The space that is available for police to recruit is 2,500 for adults and 500 for the cadets. Now, with 130,000 applicants, definitely this is a daunting task because even the current force is just 49,000. With immigration, that's even more shocking because we ended up realizing that there were more applicants for immigration than even the police. A whopping over 181,000 applicants applied for immigration. But the financial clearance we could get, because of the challenge of the economy, is only 1,000. The current force of the immigration is 18 from the Comptroller General to the last officer. It's around 18,300. Now you have 181,000 over 180,000 applicants. and you have to reduce this to 1,000. Again, fire service, we saw a whopping over 120,000 applicants. Yet their current force is just a little over 17,000. And you have only 1,000 space. Then Ghana Prison Service, their current set is a little over 14,000. And we had over 71,000 applicants. So naturally, I know it is going to come with difficulty, it's going to come with some disappointment, because a lot of the people who have applied were hoping to join these services. And we needed to come out with some way, method of trying to manage this, because remember, after you apply, you bought the voucher and made the application, there's no any payment for body selection, there's no any payment for documentation, there's no any payment for aptitude test. But now you are getting to the next stage, where there's payments involved, that's medicals. What I know is that our peers in the military, when they did their medicals, it cost about 1,600. We are even adding mental health and then the drug test to our medicals. Even if the rate stays the same, why would you want our senior youth that you know are disadvantaged, because the economy is now recovering, allow them to go to do medicals, over 400,000 of them, when you know you have space for over 5,000? So in the part of the process was that, okay, the aptitude test, we can choose to do 50% as pass mark. We can even choose to do 40% as pass mark. But what would be the implication to the next day? And then before we did, because of the share numbers, we had advertised and told all our applicants that the pass mark will be 65%. Even with the 65%, now we have over 100,000 that have moved to the area for medical. And there's space for only 5,000. There's a lot of concern, which is rightfully so. And I do appreciate the concern and the worry for the senior youth who want to serve. But I say, we need to be able to allow our economy to recover fully before we can be able to do a lot of this. But even with that, other opportunities are being created. That under the same Ministry of Interior, where we are doing these police assistants, fire assistants, and prison assistants, we engage 25,000 youth together with the Youth Employment Agency. 15,000 to support the police, 5,000 to support the fire, and 5,000 to support the prison. Not one attended any interview. We managed to do that. In Nazareth, we had to engage virtually minimum 3, almost every district. Not even one went for interview. We had to do informants for the national security. Not interview. So I want to plead with the team in youth, especially the rank and file of our party. Now look, let's pray for our economy to recover faster. And remember, this is just the first batch or first phase of the recovery. This started 2025. We are very hopeful as the economy is growing. Hopefully, maybe later part of this year, we will do the second batch. And we are assuring the applicants that the data we have is going to be kept and be used in the subsequent phase. So the second phase, the third phase, as things improve, people will be brought in. But we can't use just one recruitment expert to deal with all these huge numbers. It is just not possible. Like I've just told you, the current police force is at 39,000. How are you going to be able to engage additional over 130,000 to come up that we are going to add to the police? Where will you even space, the fiscal space? Currently, under the Ministry of Interior, having narcotics control about 3,000, police about 50, about that 49,000, immigration about 18,000, fire about 17,000, then prison about 14,000. The wage bill under the Ministry of Interior and for these security services is over 12 billion. It's over 12 billion. So even when you are going to pick the training, their uniform, their accoutrement, and all that, it's a lot of money. And so we are just pleading with our youth to have patience, to know that we have them at heart, but we cannot use one single recruitment exercise to deal with all the prisons. We are showing them that we are keeping the data, and we'll be using it subsequently. Maybe all that we'll be calling for people to do is to come and do the medical, because as you know, medicals, they expire after 3 months, some after 6 months. So that at least we'll use this data that we are keeping. So I don't want them to think that all is lost. There's still hope, except that let's continue to pray for the faster recovery of our economy. And then when more space is created, we'll be able, we don't have to go and take any interest anywhere. We'll be the same citizen, and we have this data that we'll be using. So that's not of the game for those who have didn't fail who couldn't comply with the aptitude test, because if we were to change the aptitude test and now use 50% as the pass mark, a lot more will cover. So we are keeping that data, and that's an assurance that we are giving them.
And is it because you needed to reduce the numbers or prune the numbers so badly? We are told that some of the questions that were asked were very difficult. In an attempt to reduce the numbers, your aptitude test, we were told, was very, very, very difficult for the people, so you can easily disqualify. Is that true?
No, one of the things that I think that the agencies, so like prison brought a set of questions, fire brought a set of questions, immigration brought a set of questions, and police brought a set of questions that were given to the vendor to serve as the pool. So when it is your turn, it randomly select those questions for you. I don't want to believe that the questions were necessarily set to be difficult to that number, but definitely it's not the number. Let's assume that when the portal opened, all we had applying were 10,000 applicants, and we are going to take 5,000. I want to believe the aptitude test, the pass mark will have been set at 40, just to be able to make sure that a sizable number gets to medical, because you see, one of the things that is very difficult is that if somebody has underlying condition, medically, it is very difficult. If somebody is on drugs, if somebody has mental issues, or if somebody has cardiac issues, you take them for training, they go and lose their life there. So you don't want that. So you want a sizable number to go for medicals to enable you select the best to go for training. But if the number, so like I said, if the number was 10,000 or say 7,000, you are going to take 5,000. The pass mark could have even been 35 or 30, just to be able to allow many more people to get to NSC. But because the number is also very large, you do not want to create a situation where you allow, because doing the medical, like I said, is very expensive. You don't allow people to go to this expensive exercise of making this huge payment. Only when you know there's only space, small space. So that's why we have to do this, to manage the process so that we do not get to a stage where it becomes even more difficult for the swimming youth.
Now, you are the minister also in charge of national security. This is a national security matter that we have 500,000 people applying for a slot of 5,000. As a member of the NDC, a party that has come with a mantra to save us, and also the minister responsible for national security, how do you see us getting out of this? During the Kufuor administration, we introduced a National Youth Employment Program after the National Security Minister at the time, Francis Poku, said youth unemployment was a national security threat. This, I believe, would also be a national security threat. How do we deal with it?
Well, like I told you, that's why you realize that when under the youth employment model, we added this security part. You've seen that, the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources is doing blue water guard. So we, even in cabinet, all of us are encouraged to look at the ministries that we are running and our agencies and create opportunities, no matter how few they are, so that we'll be able to constantly engage the youth. And I think that most of my colleagues in their various sectors are looking up to that. Whether from education, from health, everybody is trying to come out with something that may also help. In the Ministry of Interior itself, we will continue to look at how to partner private people to engage our team. Private security organization, we are trying to streamline it. We are trying to ensure that, mangas are trained so that when they are properly trained, they have to be properly paid. Today you have people at filling stations as vendors or who just as attendants. They don't do any background check on them. We want to be able to train them so that people can pay them well. You are sure that the people that you are dealing with are people that have been cleared, that they can be honest. If there are difficulty, you can trace them. All these things that we are trying to do is to create better opportunity for many of our senior youth. But because of the way they are structured today, let's take, say, private security organizations. The way they are structured today, they are take ones within the system. So they are not able to charge commensurate, evaluation for their service and be able to pay this youth very well. We are trying to streamline all this so that at least young men can do decent job and get decent salary. These are all some of the things that we ourselves are doing. And we are encouraging almost all our colleagues and agencies to come up with innovative ways of engaging our youth so that we don't continue to have this kind of situation.
Okay.
Let me add, Sandra, lastly, very important. We also notice that people just want to take jobs. For example, you have people who are teachers, who are nurses, who are other professionals who simply want to just shift jobs. Yes, we appreciate that, but currently one of the things that we are also doing is to match the data that we have with the Comptroller and Accountant General's data. So that if you are somebody who is already engaged, you already have jobs, in other weeks that you will be part of the other badges, instead of now coming in to take the few spaces that are meant for those who do not have job at all. Okay. Unless you are carrying a profession that is badly needed. Because, for example, I know the police. We have police hospital in Kumasi that we commission. The Tamale one is ready for commission, and I said, no, I just don't want to go and commission when it cannot function because we don't have the necessary help workers to run there. So unless you are part of that kind of system where the police need a nurse or a doctor or a pharmacy or other things, if you are on government payroll, we'll try and make you rather wait into the other badges. Once we on this first batch, we focus on those who do not have job at all.
Minister, so the figure is 500,000. It is possible that that's the number of people the number of applications, but it's also possible that the number of human beings may not be up to 500,000 because one person could apply for 3 or 4 of the services. Is that a possibility so that maybe the number may not be as huge in terms of the number of human beings who apply?
Yes, you are perfectly right. This we did run it, and you see that the actual numbers, the number of individuals is a little over 390,000 because some have done multiple applications, and we've run that because of the way because the system is centralized. And this is one of the things that is also helping because the medical guys don't have to go and do the medical for police because you apply for police and do medical for immigration or do medical for that. So all that have been done. But even when you do it, because it's not all the individuals that were able to buy maybe multiple forms like 2, 3, or 4. Like the actual human beings, when we did check from the system, it's hovering around 390,000.
Okay. Lastly, someone has sent me a screenshot of their application. So the recruitment stage is the first stage 1, online application completed, status qualified. Stage 2, documentation completed, status qualified. Stage 3, body selection completed, status qualified. And I came to stage 4, aptitude test completed, status disqualified. Remarks: your exam session recorded multiple proctoring violations beyond the permissible limit. The person wants to know what that means. Can you help us, please?
The line got that there.
Yeah, so the last stage of the person's recruitment stage is
your results show something.
So is that your exam session recorded multiple proctoring violations beyond the permissible limit? And the person said doesn't understand, but they've been disqualified. Yeah,
so the challenge is that with a greater respect to most of our youth, many thought that portal they could cheat, for lack of better word, they could cheat by trying to get someone to do or to answer for you or try to copy. The system is such that, standard AU has been using this system for over a decade. Once you take off your eyes from the camera of your either laptop or the thing, within 20 seconds, maximum 30 seconds, it will battery off. And it will give you like 3, 4 opportunities. So when you try copying or try to get somebody, because your picture is already loaded up from before you started the test, if you try to get someone to stand behind you to guide you, it will detect it, and then it will cut you off, and then automatically you disqualify yourself. That's how the system is structured. It's not like if it was done manually and you were in the exam hall and you were caught copying. Automatically, okay. You get disqualified.
So they wrote the exams using computer cameras, and then so if you are seeing fidgety or looking away, the camera or the computer automatically concludes that you were attempting to cheat.
You are attempting to cheat. Okay. Because it gives you a number of opportunities. Maybe you've done that for the first time, it will target. Second, the third one, it will take you off. That means you are deliberately trying to cheat.
Minister for the Interior Mohammed Muntaka Mubarak speaking to Umaru Sanda Amadu, elaborating on some of the issues. So a clarification has come. 500,000 applications, but the applicants was about 390,000, which is why when you add the 330 SHS graduates to the 75,000 university graduates, it's a bit below 400k. Be that as it may, the unemployment problem is very serious. We've raised the issue of possible exploitation. Why should all these people pay 220 CDs when you know you're only taking 5,000? I don't think. I think that the question wasn't asked directly. The minister was asked about the 500,000 people. He wasn't asked about the payment. So I don't have the response to that. So Sky has said a few things about the need to train people in skills development. There's a very good article here I need to read to help the discussion. Why Ghana's fashion sector needs industrial skills, not just fashion designers.
Right.
Industry expert Nora Bannerman says Ghana must develop industrial garment production skills through TVET reforms and factory training if the fashion sector is to grow into a competitive export industry. Ghana's fashion industry continues to gain global attention for its creativity, cultural expression, and distinctive aesthetics. But industry experts say the sector's long-term growth will depend on building strong industrial garment production skills rather than focusing only on design. From one-way shows to diaspora markets, Ghanaian fashion brands have steadily expanded their visibility internationally. However, beneath the progress lies a structural challenge. The country lacks sufficient industrial-level manufacturing capacity to scale the industry into a major export sector. Mrs. Nora Bannerman, an apparel manufacturing consultant and industry expert, says Ghana's fashion ecosystem must shift its attention from design training to technical garment production if the country hopes to compete globally. Let me repeat this point. Mrs. Bannerman says Ghana's fashion ecosystem must shift its attention from design training to technical garment production if the country hopes to compete globally. According to her, the industry currently produces many talented designers through universities and private fashion schools, but large-scale garment production requires a completely different set of technical skills. Quote, creativity alone cannot sustain a competitive fashion industry, unquote, Mrs. Bannerman said. What Ghana needs urgently are industrial garment technicians who understand production systems, machine operations, and quality control processes rather than who understand production systems, machine operations, and quality production processes that meet international standards. She explained that most local fashion training institutions focus largely on tailoring, pattern drafting, and fashion illustration, leaving graduates with limited exposure to export-oriented production systems. Industrial garment manufacturing, she noted, requires specialized capabilities such as precision machine operation, pattern grading for large production runs, fabric optimization, production line coordination, and quality assurance. Guys, this is very interesting. Without these competencies, she warned that Ghana's fashion sector risks remaining dominated by small-scale tailoring businesses rather than evolving into a structured manufacturing industry. Mrs. Bannerman said Ghana's ambition to export garments under preferential treatment arrangements such as AGOA will remain difficult to achieve without strengthening the country's industrial skills base. Quote, international buyers are not just looking for creative designs, she said. They want manufacturers who can produce large volumes, maintain consistent sizing systems, meet strict delivery timelines, and comply with labor and safety standards.
I know.
Meeting these requirements, she added, demands trained technicians, factory supervisors, compliance officers, and industrial machine specialists. Countries such as Vietnam and Bangladesh successfully built the apparel industries on technical workforce development rather than fashion branding alone, she noted. She said technical and vocational education and training institutions could play a critical role in addressing Ghana's industrial garment skills gap if curricula are aligned with the needs of export-oriented factories. Mrs. Bannerman recommended that training institutions introduce industrial sewing machine certification programs, fabric cutting and digitization training, factory productivity systems, and quality assurance and export compliance modules. If TVET institutions collaborate closely with garment factories, students can acquire practical production line experience and graduate with skills that industry actually needs. Beyond industrial growth, she said that garment sector also presents a major opportunity to address youth unemployment. Industrial garment production is labor intensive and can absorb large numbers of young people entering the job market each year if the right systems are developed. Rather than relying on informal tailoring jobs, structured garment factories could offer stable wages, recognized skill certification, career progression opportunities, and exposure to international markets. Such development, she said, will transform fashion from a creative niche into a formal industrial employer capable of supporting thousands of jobs. However, she noted that skills development alone will not be sufficient to transform the sector. She said the industry also requires supportive infrastructure and policy measures, including affordable industrial electricity, dedicated textile and garment industrial parks, improved access to working capital, and the revival of domestic textile production. Without a strong local fabric base, even well-trained garment technicians will struggle to compete internationally. Mrs. Bannerman emphasized that Ghana's fashion narrative must evolve beyond runway success to focus on building efficient factory systems capable of meeting global demand. The future of Ghana's fashion sector will not be determined only by designers on the runway, she said. It will be determined by the efficiency of technicians and production systems on the factory floor. She stressed that investing in industrial garment skills could reposition the sector as a manufacturing growth pillar capable of generating exports, jobs, and industrial development. If Ghana commits to building a generation of industrial garment technicians, the fashion sector could become a serious export industry, she said. And then, before he goes, somebody sent me a message that last year he listened to Caleb on the Citi Breakfast Show interview some people, and he took an opportunity. So let me read the message in full.
Okay.
Please inform the unskilled brothers and sisters of ours to come and be trained in computer-aided design and computer-aided manufacturing, fashion, welding and fabrication, hospitality, carpentry, electrical business skills, among others. The program is called Precision Quality Internship by Design Technology Institute and Accent and Arts, sponsored by MasterCard. It's only for 6 months, and you get a starters kit. You get to pitch a business idea and get seed funds or be posted to industry to get relevant industry experience. Then I ask, which organization? He responds, Design and Technology Institute and Accents and Arts, sponsored by MasterCard. Duration 6 months. The program is called Precision Internship. Last year, they were in your studio. That is how I got to hear about it and participated. I have graduated now with a starter kit and part of a hub that is helping me establish a startup. Caleb was the one who sat in that day. Then I asked, how much does one have to pay to benefit? Then he responds, it's free, sponsored by MasterCard. All one has to do is to avail themselves to be trained.
That's true. I remember this. Some of my friends and people I know applied, and it's been transformative. Usually when these things happen, people who are already engaged even take advantage of it. And somehow the difficulty for a lot of people, Bernard, the challenge on the grounds are so real that even transportation, feeding to go take advantage of some of these free training platforms are a challenge for some people. But for those who take advantage of it, it gets very rigorous and it demands a lot of attention. But those who apply themselves to the process come out real good and they get some of the benefits that he did talk about. Drawing my attention to, so this is something that DTI did in partnership with MasterCard. I wanted to say that there are some points in the article that are very genuine. In fact, most of them I identify with. And this TV thing we talk about is very expensive when you want people to do precision quality, precision designs, and you want them to manufacture at a certain scale, consistency, and meeting some timelines. You require heavy machines. You require a lot of manpower. you require know-how, and it consumes a lot of electricity as well. Not many people know how to use industrial machines. That's number one. And given the sheer number of people who are looking for jobs that we are seeking to train, if you set up a company and you expect a certain level of quality, how DTI came about was simply because Madame Constance Swanika, who runs Accents and Arts, required a certain quality of welders she couldn't find on the market. You have to take it upon yourself to then train these people. In training these people, you have to import machines that are huge, that are industrial, that cost so much. I don't know, is the government willing to invest in such spaces to make it easier for the private sector to train the youth into the kind of skills needed for them to be, one, create their own jobs, or two, be employable? Because you see, at the same DTI, there was a young man who had very good grades who wanted to study computer engineering also. At the time, we were looking for opportunity for him. I suggested DTI to him. What happens is in a year, you are done with your welding, precision welding course, or entrepreneurship, or CAD-CAM, something they call. In 6 months, if you're a good student, they get you internship, you go train, and that's in addition to your training. And most of the students who get this kind of training land jobs immediately after. So as I speak to you, Collins is the guy I'm referring to. He has gotten a job, and he's doing very well. The kind of fabrications he puts up, when he sends me photos, I get amazed. But so the point is,
the future, if you combine Nora Bannerman's article to the story from DTI, it's not just saying people should become entrepreneurs, but let's focus on what type of skills we are giving them. Exactly. Skills which will make them more employable. Yes. And also let's structurally refocus the fashion industry so that it can absorb more people to employ. Yes. Sky, I don't know what you think about this. My concern is, it seems as if a lot of people are still focused on normal jobs, nursing training, teacher training, security service. The spaces are not enough. Imagine the whole immigration, 18,000 people. Yeah. But if you look at what can be done with these industrial parks and the amount of people who can be employed, so the company called DRT, there's another one in Tamale called North Shore. I mean, sometimes they employ up to 1,000 women. All right. Do you think the government gets this? Do they understand that this is what needs to be done?
I think they articulate views that suggest that they understand that it is not the government's job to be creating jobs. The pun is intended, you know. But it is actually they creating the environment for private sector people to actually create 10 jobs here, 20 jobs there, 30 jobs there. But imagine, you said that we did about 20 or so people this year.
Whole year.
The whole year. At the beginning of the year.
So
15 thereabouts. Let's take 15, the bottom line, the bottom number. Assuming that we have, say, 10 million small business, or maybe 1 million small businesses that are truly viable.
Or employing 10-5.
You see, that is how you get the economy to crank up and actually work to deliver the goods that you want. But unfortunately, our policies don't seem to align with thinking like this. So it is, we have employed into the public sector. The security people have absorbed so many of our youth. And we have set up NAPCO.
The numbers.
Exactly. And we have set up NAPCO. That is not going to work and get the economy to go to where it has to be. Because people graduating from these institutions should be able to set up their own businesses. Bernard, how many people are building houses across the country? Now, the expectation is that instead of importing all of these doors that send the money outside, it should be possible to get precision welders like that to manufacture the doors locally. Of course, there are companies that do it, right? In great quality, so that Ghanaian money will go and buy these doors and it stays here. You spoke about garments. It's a brilliant thing. It was started some time ago. What we have not been able to do is to scale up, maintain what we had started, scale up in a way that also encourages us, the Ghanaian people, to consume a lot more of our things.
True.
I mean, people go and learn for 3 years. When they get out, they don't have shops to go and open, to be able to open their own businesses. They don't have the money to be able to buy capital, to be able to buy some of these things. And so the machine that they used for the training is what they rely on for setting up their company. And they do menial, small job here and there, and then they get frustrated. I got a cousin of mine had a similar challenge. Was in secondary school, dropped out, went to do training in garment. We call it tailoring, right? Finished. Now he's not thinking beyond his immediate space, as to say that look, it is possible to scale up with the necessary support, and then be in a position to sew for Bernard, sew for you, sew for all kinds of people. Now, when you market a vision like that to him, he doesn't get it. He thinks, okay, let me stay in my small space.
It's just a technical skill.
Exactly. Where you are getting
work on the mindset.
Getting 50 Ghana cedis for, what you sow and all of that. So, scaling up also means that we have to sell the vision properly to the people who are graduating, because they must understand that it is possible. Agua is there. It's a huge opportunity to be able to do your things here, send them to the US, and when orders come, it is not that you are now coming to call and say, oh, yesterday I had a funeral, so I couldn't. No. It requires a different mindset and attitude. And it requires that we have the requisite human resource available to be able to help that person to scale up. Which means that, you are producing 1 million pieces, or let's say even 500,000 pieces every year. Now that requires some heavy industrial machines in the first place. As you said, we have to take care of electricity.
Yes,
as you said, we need the skills to be able to replicate the precision you are talking about in 500,000.
The author was talking about needing to even change the way we train our fashion designers from just being cutting material and fashion to more using industrial machinery.
Exactly.
Because those are the factories that can employ more people. It's a big issue, and I feel like we haven't given it enough attention. Even with this security recruitment issue, it's been discussed from a different angle on social media, where maybe foot soldiers are saying, you promise us jobs, you are not giving us jobs. But if the whole immigration can only employ 18,000 people, and you have only 1,800 people to take, the discussion has even gone the wrong way. If you answer, and I don't even think you should be recruiting people into security agencies on the basis of their party affiliation.
Not at all.
You get it? Because it's too sensitive.
The
issue of sectors that are high labor absorptive, I think the government should really prioritize that. And finally on this, you see, the finance ministry is doing well with all this rationalization, cutting waste and things. But the real deal has to do with expanding private sector to create jobs, which requires a different mindset than just the scissors approach of we'll cut expenditure, we'll cut this, we'll cut that. And I think that the government has done 1 year of stabilization. The focus of this year must be job creation in a very meaningful way. Have a conversation in the private sector and say, okay, what do you need to do as government for you to increase your employment by 10% each?
Right.
And then for those who are potential job creators, what do you need? Is it an industrial park? Is it that's what we need to do. And then we measure it scientifically. The politics of just giving foot soldiers jobs in security agencies, I think, is passé. It's not going to solve any problem.
And you see, that's why I sometimes fault governments when they come in and then they change old policy. Look, 1D, 1F had its own problems. Yesterday we were reading a report of how people took advantage of the situation, allegedly, and then they were trying to make some money. Things like that should be punished. But you see, when you inherit a policy like that, there are positive sides to it. We have spoken about those. That in some cases, we've not been able to align the core agenda of those businesses to what the district's capabilities are. So, for instance, if you go to the Volta region, in many of the areas, they are doing carpentry and related matters. So, if there's got to be 1D, 1F in the Volta region, for instance, maybe in the Keta area, you have got to align that with the skills of the people, right? Production of furniture and all of these things. We have not done that. Now, if you inherit such a policy, the question should be, okay, there are bad sides to it. Which positive sides can we amplify so that we don't kill this policy entirely?
If you listen to the Deputy Minister of Finance in Parliament on Tuesday, when he said 89 million cedis was to have been paid to some banks for a fictitious 1D, 1F project. They are even looking to do a forensic audit of 1D, 1F.
Yes.
So it means that there's no way the NDC government
will continue.
is going to continue 1D, 1F. And they've replaced it with a new one, 24-hour economy.
That is how you create a job.
But it's our politics. Our politics doesn't allow continuity. It's a frustrating thing because they are even. I mean, look, I don't know if 1D1F is necessarily bad or good. What I'm saying is that what you're suggesting may be good, but from what we know, they are not going to do it because they feel like even 1D1F was a scam, which is why they are saying. I mean, imagine 89 million cedis supposedly to be paid to banks for no loan taking. So it's a problem. And the politicization of job creation is the other issue, where instead of organically solving problems, we always want to score political points first. So it's like always seek you first the political credit and everything else shall be added. Meanwhile, the main problem is that people don't have work to do. You have millions of young people. The needs report you are reading. Charlie, it's a major issue. You know, and we come up with programs. We try and window dress. The politicians legitimately know there's a problem and they take advantage of the problem to create things that don't really solve anything. I really hope the 24-hour economy people are going to do something different, where they will have to sit down and say, look, for this one, we are going to make sure it works. Creating an export-led economy. It shouldn't be slogans anymore. It shouldn't be jargons. It should be real progress.
Bernard, I know these are difficult times, especially for those who were disqualified. And I just want to spend a few minutes to address them. If you're doing the listening, you must be emotionally distraught because you are disqualified. You had your own expectations and things haven't gone the way you expected. But it's these times that you can also use that to open yourself up to other opportunities. In fact, there are many people who are also looking for people to employ, and the young people say they don't like those types of jobs. But you see, until you get the kind of job you want, you have to also manage what you get. And sometimes the ones you think you don't like are the ones that are even better paying than those you think are more secure or are more prestigious. So I want to encourage young people who are doing the listening. It's really tough. I'm not going to say go and start a job, be an entrepreneur. It's not even funny a thing to do, but there are other options and opportunities that people are opening to you.
Like the DTI one.
Take those opportunities. Sometimes when they even give you free training because you don't pay anything for it, you go and you misconduct yourself.
Can you talk about how they can benefit from that MasterCard DTI thing?
I don't know the timelines whether it's reopened again.
When I went onto the site now, they said admissions are open.
Oh, good. Then let's highlight that
training that will give you some entry point into either an internship
please mention
or some seed funding.
So this is dtiafrica.com. You go on their website and then you'll find that there's an interface there that says click to apply.
Right.
When you click it, it will take you to do the necessary things.
Fantastic.
But basically, it says who we are. Our mission is to become the leading industrial job training and prototype center in West Africa to transform TVET's livelihoods. Now, DTI Africa firmly believes that education is the cornerstone of creating opportunities for individuals and communities. Now, our commitment to providing exceptional technical professional training is geared towards equipping our learners with the necessary skills and knowledge to thrive in today's fast-paced and highly competitive job market. So what it is that you can read a lot about them, but if you click on the click to apply, what happens? Have you clicked on that?
Yes.
It takes you to an interface that tells you about their mission and
application details, how to apply. So it gives you all of that. And the message I'm really trying, so we are using all these opportunities to help you get access to other opportunities that are available. This is a free training worth about $5,000 as of last year. Please, when you have such opportunities, don't lazy about, because sometimes you get reports that because some of these trainings are free, people go and they don't take it seriously. You know, you may have some challenges with finding your own way there, feeding and all those things, but there are opportunities like this. Please take advantage of them and be serious about it, and you'll be surprised what you'll be able to do with yourself in such time. So yes, we are speaking, we want the government to create the jobs. Yes, that the conducive environment must be created, public sector will do X, Y, Z, but you also need to put in some efforts.
And Bernard, just to draw your attention to the fact that 300,000 graduates get produced in Ghana every year. Now the question you ask yourself is, how many thousands of jobs are we creating every year to absorb them? Or how many companies are we putting in place to absorb those people? And then the people in the GRA, my understanding is that they are also part of the problem. Like they pursue companies, even where they are not producing, they chase them for taxes. That the people have written to you that look, because of ABCD, but you are still chasing them. I think some of these things, and also government policy would have to be directed at ensuring that there are tax holidays or tax breaks that allow people to actually find ways.
Those exist actually for young people below 30, I think. There are some tax breaks for 5 years. It started in the previous government. I don't think it's been scrapped. So whether it's effective is another question. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Time check is 10 minutes past 9. Don't forget, later on we bring you the on-air series for the City Business Heritage Month, I should say. But celebrating independence with VW Ghana Freedom Package. Ghana was the pace setter for freedom in Africa, and this is big deal. As we celebrate our independence, VW is excited to bring you the Freedom Package featuring unbelievable prices on brand new Volkswagen machines. Now is your time to experience the ultimate freedom on our roads. It's time to own one. It's time to be independent with VW Ghana. Proudly assembled in Ghana with a trailblazer on our road. Call 025-638-7608. Hurry while stocks last. Information is to democracy what blood is to a human being. When that blood is contaminated by a virus, the human being ceases to function properly. So it is with democracy and disinformation. For democracy to function properly, 1. Cross-check sources and pay attention to parody accounts. 2. Verify authors and rely on trusted experts. 3. Analyze content. Be skeptical of headlines, videos, and images. 4. Contact fact checkers. Example, go to dubawa.org and these social media pages for verified information. This is an EU Dubawa campaign against disinformation. Hello, I'm your fuel buddy. I make fuel payments seamless, secure, and 100% cashless. That's just how I roll. For individuals and companies alike, I give you control and convenience and make sure you fuel your car or fleet without hassle. I'm the Omni Basic MasterCard Fuel Card, your new essential for the road. Visit any Omni Basic branch today and get me the Omni Basic MasterCard Fuel Card today. Helpline 0800 100 790 or 0302 758 555. Omni Basic Bank, not just another bank. And if you're looking for motor insurance that goes the extra mile, Hollard Insurance has something special for you this 2026, and we wouldn't want to miss out. Insure your car with Hollard and enjoy extra rewards. New customers get to drive away with free fuel vouchers when they sign up, plus 24/7 free roadside assistance for everyone, so you're never stuck on the road. Call 0800 444 999. Visit any Hollard office or speak to your broker today. Men's Lucky Hollard Insurance, we've got you covered.
When the world travels, gathers for greatness, one name leads the way. Litina Travels. Let's go to Canada, America, and Mexico for the World Cup, and let's have some global business networking along the way. Talk to Litina. Our office is at North Ridge Alisa Hotel. Call us 0244-260-789. We'll give you travel insurance, hotel accommodation, charter flights, all of that secured. So come to us now. Let's lead you to 2026 World Cup. If you drive or own a car, make sure you are protected with motor insurance you can trust. Provident Insurance offers comprehensive third-party fire and theft and third-party only motor insurance with fast, stress-free claims payment. Insure your car from January till now and enjoy fuel coupons, exclusive branded souvenirs. Terms and conditions apply. We have 16 branches across the country, so find us now or speak to your licensed broker. 050-937-4928 is the number to call. Visit providentgh.com for more information. Remember that Ghana card is required for individuals and 10 for corporate clients. With Provident, man, you're covered. If you're looking for best of flavor in every sip, discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. We have Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, and Piva Tangy. Grab yours today, 0550-032-231. Piva beverages is a taste you will love. Now, South African Airways, aside flying to Johannesburg and Cape Town, would like to fly you to Lusaka in Zambia to continue the Fugu conversation. Also, Mauritius for relaxation vibes, to Perth in Australia, to Victoria Falls in Zimbabwe, and to Abidjan, our next door neighbors, and many more of our growing destinations. Now you know. Fly SAA for an enhanced flying experience. www.flysaa.com is how to book. 0244 044-344-583 is the number to call, or talk to your preferred travel agent. And this Ramadan, Nescafe invites you on a journey of warmth, gratitude, and giving. For 30 days, discover 30 delightful ways to enjoy your favorite Nescafe. From delicious twists to perfect pairings, each day offers a new way to experience the joy and richness of Nescafe. Whether at Suho or Iftar, enjoy the warmth of togetherness with loved ones and our specially crafted cafe recipes. Learn more, visit Nescafe website or connect on social. Nescafe family wishes you Ramadan Kareem.
Another opportunity for young people who want to be trained, the Meltwater Entrepreneurship School for Technology is organizing a digital marketing training.
Nice.
It's free. It's
Nice.
13 to 14 weeks, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. There's an Accra and Tamale and Kumasi version. It's partnered by the MasterCard Foundation.
Nice.
And this is to train people in digital marketing. So you can go online and look for MEST, M-E-S-T, or
MEST.
Ghana.generation.org. I think that's what the thing is saying. Francis, you can send me the details. But it says, Bernard, we have a training program we run in partnership with Generation Ghana, the MasterCard Foundation, and MEST Africa, where we train young people to acquire digital skills and match them to jobs afterwards.
Right.
We are currently recruiting for the next cohort. So when I clicked on the website, it took me to what's the web address? Ghana.generation.org
Okay.
/programs. And so look for Generation Ghana, and you can apply for these trainings. I think it's a good way to segue into a new profession. So if you are looking for a job, maybe I should. We probably should aggregate a lot of these opportunities and come on and announce them tomorrow.
Yeah.
So if you are looking for a job,
right,
or you want to be trained in the skills of digital marketing, or the one we just read that had to do with the precision training, all those skills that. Let me go through the skills again.
Right.
The story that Nora Banaman gave. So it says
Online,
local fashion training institutions focus on tailoring, pattern drafting, and fashion illustration, leaving graduates with limited exposure to export-oriented production. But industrial garment manufacturing requires capabilities such as precision machine operation, pattern grading for large production runs, fabric optimization, production line coordination, quality assurance. These are some of the competencies that are needed. And therefore, if you are interested, you can go to the website of DTI for more information. I don't know if they offer all these courses. Coming up next, Heritage Month on Air series. Kweku Dakonkra is my guest. We've been speaking about Ghana's independence and colonial struggles, part 1. Brought to you by GCB Bank, GTP, Bethel Dental Services, and South African Airways.
Right.
That's coming up right after this break. Stay with us.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
When I was young, I asked my mother the secret of her vitality and health. She said, the right food, the right exercise, the right amount of sleep, and the right blood tonic. Nexcofa, the right blood tonic. Nexcofa blood tonic is fortified with iron and other essential vitamins and minerals for a strong, healthy, and active body. Nexcofa blood tonic is effective for the treatment of anemia, lack of appetite, and stressful conditions in both adults and children.
Nexcofa Blood Tonic, the right family blood tonic. Nexcofa Blood Tonic is manufactured and distributed by NS Chemist Limited. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Kuma has always dreamt of commanding his own military forces.
Attention! Eyes right,
stand at ease.
Because that dream is still a vision in progress, he spends his time commanding his money with the EcoBank mobile app.
Operation Supplier Payment. Dispatch 1,000 units of currency from Accra to Benin. Move! Move!
Sometimes he wants a little extra control so that he can buy only what he needs.
Command Center mobile app. Activate virtual card protocol and initiate payments for sneakers and t-shirts. Abort mission for leather coat payment.
Even when the general is fast asleep, his standing order marches out to sort his bills. With the EcoBank mobile app, you can command your money to make safe transactions in Ghana and across 33 African countries. Download the EcoBank mobile app on the Play or App Store today.
By the left, about turn.
EcoBank, the Pan-African bank. EcoBank will never call or send an SMS asking for your PIN, OTP, bank card, or Ghana card details.
The journey to a successful immigration begins with the right knowledge. Join us on Friday, the 13th of March 2026 at 4 p.m. at the Ghana Shippers Authority, RIDGE, for the launch of the groundbreaking book, The Immigration Formulae, Rules, Packaging and Strategy. The book, which is written by Wanda Victor Kutter, features a foreword by Professor Dr. Larry D. Matteo. The event will be chaired by Justice Yoni Kolendi. See you there.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
So welcome to another edition of the Heritage On Air series for our Heritage Month 2026. My name is Bernard Avle, and today we're looking at Ghana's independence and our colonial struggles. Some key times, key people, and key places. My guest, as usual, is our historian and friend, Kweku Dakwankra. Stay with us. Welcome back to our On-Air series here on 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 Television for 2026. So Kweku Dakwankra has been talking to us about various histories. We want to go to the famous independence story, but I guess you start from colonialism and the encounter with our leaders, and also talk later on about some key traditional leaders and the role they played. Where do we start the discussion from?
Okay, so to start this discussion, we have to understand that Gold Coast before was a committee of states. And in fact, before when the European came in 1472, I mean the Portuguese, the issue of state formation was still going on. Not all states were even founded. And somewhere there was inter-ethnic war going on, states trying to find their very existence and so on. So when the Portuguese came in 1471, there are a number of towns that they mentioned that they were on the coast. So they identified the people of Elmina. In fact, they landed in Yabio in 1471. And then they proceeded to go to Elmina. They were in Shama. And then over the years, they see the Fantis were also on the coast. The Ogwaib people at Fetu were also around there. And there was Egwafu, all those pre-colonial states. And then the Akan Fantis have also come at Anamabo, Komante, and all those areas. So over the years, they transacted business. And as our history shows, various European powers came to the Gold Coast. First with the Portuguese, followed by the Spanish. And then we have the Dutch. In the 1500s, 1560s, late 1560s, there was a war between the Dutch and the Portuguese. And they defeated the Portuguese, and the Portuguese left the country. Over a time, the French also came in. In fact, French were here even before the British. So the French also came in, they were trading. The Denmark came in, Sweden came in, And then the British also came in. And all these people had traded with the Gold Coasters for a very long time. And this went on for a very long period. Then getting to somewhere in the what we call the 18th century, some of them started repatriating back and they were not interested. So others also remained. And those who remained were the French, the Sweden, and then the Portuguese, the British. They were there, as well as the Danes. So while this was ongoing, there was a contestation and resistance activities between the Gold Coast in the manner of trade that was happening. And they were able to exert their autonomy over anything that they felt that the Europeans were doing that was not wrong. Because during those periods, there was no treaties of any attempt to colonize. All what was happening was that they were trading partners. So you could not come and show them what to do. And this also went on until getting to the 19th century when the major shift occurred. So in the 19th century, we saw...
by 19th century, you mean the 1800s?
1800s. Certain changes started occurring. So in the middle of the 19th century, you find that the Swedes, there was a war. The Swedes lost the war, and with the, how do you call it, with the Danes, so they left. That's why. So the Swedes were the people who made the Cape Coast Castle, okay? And when they were defeated, the Danes took over, and so on. And then they built the Christabel Castle as well as the Fort Prinsenstein in Keta.
So the Danes built Prinsenstein and Christabel.
Yeah. And so when this contest, after Sweden has left, then he left with the French. So French became what we call interlopers. And they also made an attempt to sign an agreement, particularly with the people of Anamaho, to have a position there, but they fought. And in that war, they also lost to the English, the British. And then both the Danes sold their properties to the British, and later on, the Dutch also sold their properties to the British. So British then later became the only major power that was trading with the Africans or the Gold Coasters at the time.
So at this time, the colony would not extend beyond the Pra Basin and would not also extend to some parts of Togo. So this would be the southern part of the country.
The southern part of the country. So wonderful. What happened was that at that period, getting to the early 1800s, a lot of occurrences have occurred. As I started, some states have not even emerged from the very beginning. If you look at 1471, even Achim has not become a state. They have not moved to where they are settling today. Some ethnic groups like those has not moved to where they are. Even Ashanti as a kingdom has not even occurred. And Equiapim as a kingdom has also not occurred. And Akomu were still hanged also at the Pra Basin. So all those times, the migration was all going throughout the period I discussed about between 1471 and up to the 18th century I talk about. So in Ashanti, for instance, we know that it was created in 1700 after the Fayas, so as I've discussed. You have the Akomus were there before the Ashanti state was founded. You have, Equiapim state, which was created in 1733 with the Abutechi Accord, which created that new state after the 1713 war of anxiety between the Hiliguans and then the Akwamu, supported by the Southern Allies and so on. And then Ashanti itself, as I said, was also created in 1700. So you will see that there was ongoing formations even when the whites were here. That's what people don't know.
But in the 19th century, the 1800s, when everybody sold to the British, at that time, the Fantis, as you said the Fantis were a confederacy. They were not necessarily together. So they knew each other, but they were not acting as one kingdom.
Yes, so they also joined together when they swore because they have a common authority at Makesim. Okay. But all throughout this period, some of these states begin to have their own autonomy and created their chiefs. So by 1800, the power up to 1800 going, the power of Mankesima has diminished. Everybody has created their own chiefs in their own community and they have their autonomy and doing what they want. So then the states have emerged. So all this thing went on, and Ashanti's power also started coming from 1800. In fact, it started in the late 1780s when Ashanti power started to show. And so by I'm talking about their southward expansionism. Inland, they have conquered anybody who matters up to the Pra Basin. They have conquered all of them, and they have even moved up to the north, up to Gabon area, conquering all those territory up north. But it didn't reach south because of the European presence in the south. So the first major attempt to come to the coast was the issue that I discussed about the Achim chiefs running to come to hide among the two Asini chiefs running to come and hide within the Fanti state, leading to the first major what we call the Southern Campaign of the Ashanti in 1806, 1807. That is when their power then entered into the coastal states.
When did the territory become an official protectorate of the British?
So what happened was that when this occurred, the British tried to also protect their traders or people they have been having some sort of semi-judicial treaties with them, which they sort of have to protect. Okay, so their policy was changing. So when the Fantis were defeated in 1806, 1807, McCarthy came. And when McCarthy came, he realized that there's the need to give support to the coastal state. Other than that, they will all become Ashanti's territory. So that led to the Battle of Nsamanko, that war in 1824. Okay, and then Ashanti defeated the coastal allies with the British, and then there was a retaliatory war, which is in the 1826, which is the Battle of Katamanso. So in the Battle of Katamanso, that the Ashantis were totally defeated. When they were defeated, they were not able to have the overreach back to the coastal territory again. So the British took advantage and then signed an agreement, which is the Treaty of Formina in 1831. And in this treaty, the Ashantis were made to pay a certain amount of money and never to also encroach into any territory that claimed to be under the British autonomy or British protectorate. And so this will lead them to move further to sign the Bond of 1844 to give that protection to all the southern coastal states, that including some interior ones that later also signed that.
So this bond was 6th March 1844.
Yeah, that was signed.
So some people think that 1844 was the beginning of official colonization.
It wasn't official colonization. In fact, if you read the whole, it is a 3-sentence, document, sort of. One is talking about they should stop slavery, any archaic practices like human sacrifice, pioneering. The other one talks about to give protection to the coastal states or the chiefs who have signed that. Initially, there were 8 Fanti chiefs. Later on, different ones signed until they were more than 20 and over. And so the last one was also about that they will exercise some semi-autonomy where Her Majesty's canon. So if you interpret it, in fact, about the car and the Dublahin and many other people, because all have works on it showing that bond of 1844 did not give British any autonomy. What it states is that any places that were under the Her Majesty's fort, they will have autonomy. So where the British were trading, where the forts and castles are, their autonomy reaches there. But beyond that, they had no autonomy. Unfortunately, they took advantage of this and then they started to exert authorities they don't have beyond what
so is stipulated. It's not as if the Fanti chiefs signed to give away the territory to the British. It was the British who just usurped the limited understanding of the bond to do other things which were not necessarily captured in that agreement.
Within the bond, that is it. So that is what we call the British expansion of their judicial authority when they don't have that authority to do so. And because some issues in the hinterland, which were supposed to even be solved by the chiefs, they bring it to the castle. This was against the tenets of the bond of 1844. And in fact, the bond of 1845, I tell you, was it is an enhancement of what has already been signed in 1831. So this is what went on, and the British still doesn't have autonomy over the coastal people until the final fight when the Ashanti tried to also come back to the coast again in breach of the agreement they have signed in 1831 that they will not move beyond where the British, anybody or any state that claim to be under British protection, they are not supposed to encroach. The Ashantis moved further again, and so there was war. And then in that war, British Ashantis later went back, and then the British realized that there is the need to stop further Ashanti encroachment. That periodic incursions that they come and go. There is the need to.
So you're talking of first 1874, the Sagranti War.
Yeah.
And then later on the Yasa.
No, I've not reached Sagranti War yet.
Still because
so this, after the bond of 1844, the Ashantis, the 1831 agreement and the bond of 1844, Ashantis were not supposed to encroach.
So when did they start the encroachment?
They started encroachment from 1863. Okay, there were encroachment where they even moved all the way to Ejumako. Sometimes they move all the way to pra areas which were against the tenets of the agreement that they have signed in 1831. So in 1873, all the coastal states came together, joined Sir Garnet Wesley, who have been sent to enter into what is called a punitive or expedition, which is to punish them and put them to where they belong, so that they don't encroach to where they are not supposed to be. And so that led to the Ashanti invasion of 1873. And all the coastal states, the Gans, the Evers, all the Achums, the Kwapim, the Fantis, all joined together and then joined the British Army. And then they invaded Ashanti.
This is Heritage Month on a series coming to you on 97.3 Citi FM and of course Channel 1 Television. We're discussing colonialism and independence. Kweku Dankwa is a historian. Stay with us. Welcome back to our on-air series on Heritage Month 2026. My name is Bernard Avle. We're still looking at colonialism and independence. Kweku Dankwa has been speaking to us. So you've mentioned a number of dates. Of course, 1831 Treaty of Fomena, 1844 bond. You've also mentioned the Battle of Insamanko. You've mentioned the Akatamanso battle. You had just finished talking about the Sagranti War and its build-up.
Yeah.
So it was fought in 1874.
1873.
73. So the southern states and the British fought against Ashanti.
Yeah.
What was the outcome and what happened after?
So the outcome was that Ashanti was defeated, and then they have to sign an agreement again, and also to make payments in breach of the 1831 agreement. And so after that, the British now have to make a move. And Elmina question came in because Elmina and some other states were under the Dutch territory and so on. So there was the need to bring them on board. So after the Elmina issue was settled and the Dutch has given those territory to the British, then they moved with the other in council to secure the colonization pact. And they had it, and in 1886, Gold Coast became the British colony. So our colonialism then started.
And the official territories would then be the
Southern Gold Coast.
Was Ashanti
Ashanti was not part of it. We have the Achim, the Asin areas, through the Sefi, through Trefu, and then the Anwin areas, all to the southern Nzaba areas. All the coastal states were involved. Accra and others, all of them were involved. The Ada, the Krobo areas, all of them were became part of Southern Gold Coast.
Which would include parts of Angola, but not beyond.
Yes, part of Angola and then Kowu areas. It took time over. Certain treaties were signed with them. So by the time we reach 1890s, all those areas have signed different treaties to come and become part of the Gold Coast colony.
I was pointing that out because there's a difference between, there was Transwater Togoland,
yes,
which was from Ho all the way through to what is presently Bimbila, which were not part of the
that's why I'm coming to. So Anwa and others didn't come in by 1876 when we signed. They came in later. Some territories from there came to join with a lot of treaties. And these treaties continued from 1876 all the way to by 1880. And by 1880, it was getting all of them done with the exception of Ashanti and then the Northern Territories. So what happened was that nationalism of that period, the fight to remove the shackles from that colonial power, had already even started on the coast area by the Fantis forming the Fanti Confederation, which they thought that the British have said in 1866 that they were going to go away, and they didn't. So King Aggrey of Cape Coast had rebelled that he would not obey the British authority, because they have said in their parliamentary meetings that they are going to go away in 1866. So he wouldn't respect the authority because they themselves claimed they were going. So he have his own authority to exert. As a result of this bold move, he was exiled. Okay, was exiled for that move. And so the Fanti Confederation picked up that momentum and then created the Fanti Confederation that in case if British were to move, then they will form a form of government in a form of what they have learned through their education with the British to become the administration that will take over after the British have left. Then the Accra also formed the Accra Native Authority, which was also like a form of a Fanti Confederation. But all these groups were proscribed by the British because they intended to colonize. So after the colonization going, there was some moments that there was some sort of peace. British introduced their native jurisdictional ordinance, where chiefs were given authorities that they were going to rule through them. Native authority jurisdiction ordinance was 1878. It was amended in 1883 to give more powers to the chiefs so that they can rule through them. This went on, and the Fantis, because of their education, what they have come to know, decided to also build up ideas to counter what British were doing. So they created the Legislative Council, where some Africans of authority can be appointed into the governance. And then James Bannerman, who was a Ga, was the first person to be. Later, they added Guntu Blanksom, and then Samuel Collins Brew, and many other Gold Coasters who also formed part of it, just as a form of trying to water down the the African agitation against the British rule. By 1888, the Fantis have become so powerful that in terms of their education, that they formed an organization they called Fanti Amembu Feku. And that Fanti Amembu Feku is a Fanti National Society. What they did was that they committed some people to study their native laws, history, and write them down so that they will prove to the Europeans that they have the intellectual capability to rule themselves when the need be. So this was started. And these people, later on, when governments introduced some taxes on the elites, they then mobilized that organization very well. Then Land Bill also came into effect. The Land Bill of 1894 was introduced. When the Land Bill of 1894 was introduced, then they turned the Mfanti Amembu Feku into Aborigines Right Protection Society as a nationalist vehicle to fight against the land bill that claims that any land that is unoccupied in the Gold Coast is a wasteland and it belongs to the Queen of England. And so the Gold Coasters said, no, if you see an empty land which is empty and nobody's occupied, that doesn't mean it's a wasteland. So they contested this, and then the land bill was then remodeled when Governor Maxwell took over, remodeled it and reintroduced it again in 1897. When he reintroduced it in 1897, Awono Renner and C.J. Bannerman were the people who went to the Gold Coast Legislative Council to argue that it is against everything the British themselves hold about the understanding of the native law with regards to land ownership. But the government didn't listen. So then Aboriginal Right Protection Society sent a delegation to England into the House of Lords, and then they went and argued their case, and they won the case against the British government. And as a result, land law was abolished. Wow. So the idea of land being forcefully seized, as the British has done in East Africa and South Africa, could not occur. And as a result, in the British West Africa, land forced seizure of land, as it has gone in other places, Gold Coast saved the West African sub-region from this forced sale.
Wow.
And as a result of this, the Nigerian Oba of Lagos, whose land have been taken over by the Queen of England, the case is called Ahmedu Tijani case, okay, which is Chief Oluwa, who was the chief of Lagos, came to Gold Coast and came to seek advice from the Gold Coasters who fought against the British and won the case. And some of these people joined him in 1920s as a result of what the Gold Coast has done. And the case went to the British Privy Council and they won the case, and the land, Lagos land that was for the Queen, reverted back to the Oba of Lagos.
So Lagos has a lot to say thank you to Ghana for.
They have to.
For keeping their land away from the British.
Yes, because we give them the legal representation.
Wow.
And our presidents offered opportunity for them to use to go and contest about that ownership of the land. It is a famous case, Tijani Oluwa or Ahmedu Tijani case.
Wow.
And most law students know about this when they want to talk about land ownership and how it evolved. So after the winning of the, how do you call it, the land case, the British then reintroduced the land law through a back door. And they call the Crown Land Law of 1911, Crown Forest Law of 1911. Crown Forest Law of 1911 states that all the forests, and now you say all the land has owners. What about the forest? Nobody resides in the forest, so but it doesn't have owners. So the forest also is a waste, so it belongs to the Queen for conservation and other arguments. That one too. The Aboriginal Rights Protection Society went to court again and won the case.
Amazing.
So this is the way they really fought in terms of nationalism to save us from our land control in those times. To understand, I'm bringing you to the first, what we call the radical protest nationalism.
We'll end this segment here and then do that in the next episode. This is the on-air series for Heritage Month. Amazing stuff leading from the 1470s all through to the late 1890s, where he's now touching on early nationalism. When we come back, we'll go into more protest nationalism leading to the 20th century and eventual independence. Of course, we'll say thank you for watching today's edition of our on-air series with me, Bernard Avle. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
The Ghana Exim Bank is 10 years old. Hooray! And to commemorate this milestone, the Ghana Exim Bank is hosting a two-day international conference on the theme, A Decade of Enabling Export Trade and Industrial Transformation, Resetting Gexim for the Next Frontier. The event takes place on the 25th to 26th of March at the Kempinski Hotel, Gold Coast City, 8 a.m. each day. President of the Republic, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, will perform the official opening of the conference. Special guest and speaker, Honorable Elizabeth Ofosue-Jari, Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry. Conference host is Honorable Sylvester Adina Mensah, Chief Executive of the Ghana Exim Bank. For inquiries, call 0208-541-480 or visit eximbankghana.com/conference to register. Media partners, Daily Graphic, Media General, The Multimedia Group, Citi FM, Radio Gold and Channel 1 TV. And knowledge partners include IFC and SME Finance Forum.
Looking for a burst of flavor in every sip? Discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. Enjoy the classic Piva Cola flavor, perfect fit anytime. How about a fruity adventure? Try our delightful Piva orange fruit drink packed with recognized citrus flavor. Craving something exotic? Our Piva cocktail fruit drink brings the tropics to you. For a sweet and juicy treat, grab our grapefruit drink and don't miss out on the refreshing Piva tangerine fruit drink, busting with tangerine flavor. Beaver Cola, Beaver Orange, Beaver Cocktail, Beaver Grip, Beaver Tangy. Grab yours today. Available now at your local store. Call us on 055 00 32231. Beaver, a taste you love. This advert is FDA approved.
P for Piva.
Ramadan Kareem, a season of peace, blessings, and giving. Electroland Ghana Limited is bringing blessings into your home with special value deals on Samsung, TCL, Media, and NASCO. NASCO TVs from just $699, bottom fridge freezer from $1999, chest freezer from $1999, Samsung 6kg twin tab washing machine for 2,999 Ghana cedis, Samsung microwaves from 1,799 Ghana cedis, TCL 43 inches for 2,999 Ghana cedis, TCL water dispenser for 1,599 Ghana cedis, TCL front load inverter for 5,999 Ghana cedis, Media air cooler for 1,499 Ghana cedis, air fryer, juicer, stand mixer, and blender at all special Ramadan prices. Visit EGL showrooms and authorized dealers nationwide. Call us on 0503-159739 and on our website at www.electrolandgh.com. Electroland Ghana, bringing Ramadan value home.
Energy and reconnect with your roots this March at the Back to Your Village Food Festival 2026. Join us for a celebration of Ghanaian culture and cuisine from all across the country. Northern, Akan, and Southern villages will all be represented. It's more than just food. It's about culture, family, and memories that last a lifetime. Let's come together this March to discover the flavors that make us who we are. The date is 28th and 29th of March 2026. Venue is the A4 Sutherland Children's Park. The time is 10 a.m. through till 6 p.m. each day. Interested vendors can register by calling 0205-973-973. The Back to Your Village Food Festival is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Misika baba ufo Mawanka Nina beyekwa Udo Bede makuma baka uo Oh agi Agulu boso dan kofiana pa na meli e shamantasi moye mumunyi detiko pa bosha na inji e bugatti amiaka moa musobia Formula 1 driver ya woko ya besesia e ya winti na makwe ya milide enyi madende baere mameso wadende ni na ya mede obebe wakade mi bia mutumi yate Michaku de so baby baby Mepa ude so baby Michaku de muwa mi baby Mepa de so baby Yeah me ada mono ba mutumu munko Me ada melada mutumu mendade Mami, meleda munju menda. Enyi madende. Why them am to wadende? Ni na ya bedo baby. Wakade mi bia munju yati. Chaku de so baby.
It's 6 minutes to the top of the hour. And you'll check a show.
Chaku de
Happy birthday to Jifa Amakuji. May the lines fall in pleasant places for you. And may every step lead to joy, success, and love. Have an amazing new year and enjoy your special day to the fullest. A year filled with laughter, adventure, and all your heart's desires. Cheers to many more beautiful years. We love you. From all your girls at the Girl Tribe. We are spending pineapples. We are sending pineapples your way. Okay. And it's the birthday of our Mademoiselle Juliana Odame Asari. Bon anniversaire. Merci beaucoup. Way. Now, when factories rise, we protect them. When businesses grow, we guard their future. When families invest in what matters most, we secure their dreams. For over 6 decades, SIC Insurance has been Ghana's shield, built on integrity, reliability, and care. From motor to fire, accident to travel, marine, and more. Whatever you value, insure it with confidence, insure it with care, insure it with SIC Insurance. Because at the heart of every policy is a sacred promise to care, to deliver, to be there when it matters most. 0800 100 055 is the number to call. Talk to your broker or licensed agent today. SIC Insurance, our promises are sacred. And here's a quick one. Tomorrow is Ghana Culture Day at the National Theatre from 9 a.m. till you drop. Come one, come all. Ghana Culture Day with 26. The theme is resetting Ghana's tourism, culture, and creative ecosystem. National Theatre is the location. 9 a.m. till you drop. Pass by. I am listening to the City Breakfast Show this morning and I'm struggling to get the exact name of the organizations that are offering the short-term professional training. Sounded like ETI or BIT, but I can't find it on the website. Kindly provide the exact names. By the way, is there a complete transcript for the breakfast show? Alright, so it's DTI Precision. So it's called Precision Quality Internship. So just go to PQI, that's Precision Quality Internship.dtiafrica.com. D for Abadi. D for D for do. Hello dog. Mami bibi owa susuka. Dobinya wae baby. Bisi bibi owa susuka. Dobinya wae baby. Baby udonti. Shampoo was I see bozy. One good in udonti. Mega shampoo was I see bozy. Hey udonti. The shampoo was I see bozy. Mesa udonti. Mega shampoo was I see bozy. Rabbejistiano. Time no day. Rabbejistiano. Rabbejistiano. Time no day, oh, I say, Vegistiano. Mammy, and you mitila, and you madidly. Why the mamma to what did they below? Need I am with no baby. What can they be if you are to me? Yard. Taku the oh, we're checking the whole show. Thank you for being a part of the conversation as always. Really appreciate your company. Brunch in the City is up next. JB will keep you company. Shibaraba Benning is here with the news at 10. You heard Bernardino Koku Avle earlier. Richard de la Sky. My name is Caleb Kuda. Richard de la Sky was here as well. Fred Tete Javano, executive producer. Thank you as always. Samuel Akom was here as well. Abeku Odum, the richest man. So this morning, I show to I with your sneakers and tuns, looking yo like you're playing some show. But you there. No, the move. You have pocket. It's something in the pocket. I said no fine. So we are leaving you. Happy birthday again from the girl tribe to you, Jifa and Makuji. May the lines fall in pleasant places. With much love to you.
Time no day,
Rabba, what's the majesty and on the time no day? What's in the news at Shiva? Good morning.
Good morning, Caleb. Coming up in the bulletin, government gives priority